One and all, welcome to NUFC Talk TV with myself, the Geordie Yam Yam. Billy no mates today by the looks of it. I don't know where everybody else is. I know Chrissy's busy, but I thought Mighty Win would have been with me today. I don't know where he is, but anyway, is this the season of change? Because as you're probably all aware, we hadn't won at Old Trafford in the Premier League for over 11 years until this season. We hadn't won at the Emirates Stadium in any competition for over 14 years until this season. We hadn't won at all against Liverpool in nearly a decade until this season. We hadn't won a major domestic trophy in over 70 years until this season. We hadn't done a league double over Manchester United for 94 years until this season. We haven't won at the Amex Stadium in over 8 years. So is this the season? That's what I was going to ask you guys. Is it going to change? Well, we hope so. We are going to have live kick-by-kick commentary, like I say, towards the end. Obviously, all the way through this, like I say, there may be, I'm hoping so, there may be somebody else with us. We have got the teams in. Like I say, we'll go through the teams in a second. But I suppose before we get into today's show, I suppose what we better do is do the housework. Welcome to everybody watching across all the platforms. Thanks to everybody working in the background. As always, did a great job. Don't forget to smash that like button for me if you enjoy what you see. Don't forget as well, you can subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free. Help us get to that 5K. Hit the bell for future content. We do loads of work on this channel. Lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. And like I say, there's it's an ever-evolving door. If you want to help us grow, you can become a member for a small monthly fee. There's different levels to choose from depending on what you want to watch. But please, please, please go and have a look at that. The webpage, like I say, that is probably going to be pushed aside a little bit. We just haven't got time with everything else going on behind the scenes to keep that updated. And there's so many places now that you can have a look for any of the news out there. We don't always update it unless it's, from a decent source. So if you've got a question for myself during the show, then obviously put a Q in front of it. I've got that much in front of me. I won't always mention everything. I will have a look as I'm going through the bits and pieces just to see if anything highlights. But again, if you want to guarantee it, throw us a super chat. Just use the $, follow the instructions, blah de blah. Anybody that becomes a member or any of our beautiful members already, gift memberships will obviously be highlighted as we go. So, what's your thoughts on today? I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is the way the voodoo has finished, I think, this season. And I've got us down for a 3-1 win. I mean, to be fair, I'm really struggling to see how these guys are going to score. I mean, they have got a couple of players on there that are going to that can threaten us, but to me, they still got players out of position. So let's, without further ado, I suppose, let's have a quick look at where we are. I hope you guys are well, and like I say, you are all looking forward to the show. So let's have a quick gander at our team. Where am I? Just have a throw that across. So Newcastle, obviously unchanged from, well, I don't know when, Ipswich. Willock stays in the centre in place of J7, who, as we all know, is potentially going to be out for the season, which is a shame, really. But when you go through the side, why change something that's working well? The only hiccup being the Villa, and like I say, it was the Villa tactic that beat us on the day. So Popey in goal, Trippier, Shaw, Tonali, Barnes, Isak, Livramento, Murphy, Willock, Byrne, Bruno, with Dubravka, Botman, Wilson, Gordon, Kraft, Asula, Longstaff, Miley, and Sean Neve on the bench. So again, I'm glad that we haven't gone to the 2 goalkeeper scenario. And for Brighton, sorry, that's not Brighton. That's not what I wanted. That's the one I wanted. For Brighton, we have. He's here. The man's with me. Verbruggen, Dunk, Adingra, Minte, Welbeck, Belieber, Wifer, Van Hecker, Estupian, O'Reilly, Hinchelwood, we steal Lamptey, Igor, Julio, Webster, Gruder, Gomez, Ayari, Veltman, and Howell on the bench. I suppose I better say hello to you, hadn't I? How are you, mate? You okay? I didn't know where you were. And I was like, I feel like Billy No Mates today.
I've been sitting because you were in the middle of stuff and you had the team up. I thought I'll just wait.
You're just hanging the mire. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, unchanged as we anticipated. What if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of situation, aren't we? Now, some strange things that we can talk about before we get into the match. I noticed on ESPN they're still on about the Isak situation, and there's a couple of comments on there that really threw me. So we'll have a chat once we've gone through the teams and everything else, and what my anticipations are when it comes to the setup, the usual lineup. Like I say, Brighton do have a couple of players still injured, so they are playing with people out of position. So this is how I believe Brighton will start the show, if you like. Going from the back, let me just put. Oh, I've gone straight through the stanchion here, and I've got Verbruggen, Dunk, Hecker, Estupian, and Wifa. Now Wifa and Hinchelwood, because if you have a look on SofaScore, they've got Hinchelwood playing right back. Both of them are defensive midfielders. So Wifa played there against West Ham. I'd be surprised if they change it round. So I've gone back with Wifa in there. At the end of the day, yes, it wasn't a great performance, but like I say, it's a totally different role you're playing. Going into midfield, I don't know why this is playing up for me today. We have Hinchelwood and Belieber. Again, Belieber played centre off against West Ham because of their injury crisis, but Van Hecker's come back into the side today. Apparently, according to everybody that was involved with Brighton, he went banging on the Thomas Hussler's doors and demanded a spot. He says, "I'm fit to play and want to play," so he's really keen to come on board. And when you go further up the field, Adingra, I thought would have probably dropped down, but obviously now they're missing a couple of their players. I think they'll try and look for as many scoring opportunities as they can. And from these four, you're always going to have something going on with Minte. Obviously, we know about Minte. Danny Welbeck has always been a thorn in our side, but can he last the 90 minutes? So it's a case of, do we run them or do they run us? So for me, that's it. I like Matt O'Reilly. I really liked him when he was at Celtic, and we were linked with him for a long period of time. So I think that for me is a stronger squad as they've got at the moment because of all the injuries. Anything that you've seen from this lot that you fear?
The only reason I fear them is for the actual history.
Yeah.
Because, whenever we've played them, there's been no reason to fear them, especially without Pedro. So it's just
history.
But we've got rid of a few bogies this year, haven't we?
That's what I said at the start. When you think about it, it's been the year of change for us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I have no fear now going. History doesn't tell a lie. Amex has been one of those places, those stadiums that we go to, that we just doesn't matter how well we play, just can't get the result.
And Welbeck, as you've just mentioned, has this nasty little habit, the ex-Mackham that he is.
Yeah.
Of bursting our balloon.
Yeah, indeed. He did it again, didn't he? When we were hammering them, couldn't get the goal, and then he goes and sneaks one. But again, like I said, unchanged. I quite like this team. I have got Bruno and Willock on here changed
The
over.
the one thing I like about Brighton is I like the way they play football. You know, a bit like Bournemouth. They actually play football, and through every manager that they've had, you know, since Potter.
Yeah. Well, they've only got one style. The way it looks to me, it's like I say, the way they perform, it isn't about defending in their eyes, is it?
No.
It's about attacking. It's about getting forward and getting the goals. So Popey in goal with Byrne and Shaw. Obviously, we were all talking potentially of bringing Botman back in, but still gone with the same back four. Tino Livramento doing so well at left back, and like I say, it's nice to see Kieran Trippier being back to his best over the last few games. The mid three, like I say, I have. Let's move these to a routine position. Bruno obviously won't play there. He'll play on the right-hand side, and Willock will play left-hand side, which seems to fit Willock's play, if I'm honest with you. So, like I say, I want to see Willock play to his strengths.
I was going to say, how do you feel? Because I was, as you know, an advocate of giving Miley a run out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except, as you rightly said, it would mean changing, you know, switching Bruno.
Which I'm not adverse to. I mean, like I say, Bruno does play well on this left-hand channel. Like I say, he plays at an international level. Same as Tonali, plays really well in this space. But the one thing that I've noticed with Joe Willock is if I just highlight Joe, when Joe, against Ipswich, he was trying to come into these zones here. And what you got was Harvey Barnes wanted to be in the same areas. Yeah. And it seemed to block. I mean, like I said, Ipswich did really well to block our left channel. And it forced us more or less inside and down the right-hand side. And they become unstuck after the first 40 minutes, really. They lost the shape a little bit, and we absolutely annihilated them down the right-hand side. What I'd like to see more with Joe Willock is for him to be here in these channels, because I think Harvey Barnes will be released then to come inside. And we all know...
And Barnes is better at it.
Absolutely. He's got two good feet. You know, Barnes has got a left and a right foot. What I like about Joe Willock is that Joe Willock seems to get better with the ball. He doesn't get better running into space. He doesn't get better without the ball. He's not a team player. And as the game goes on with Willock playing in this position, he goes missing too much, because he's trying to get involved in the game, and he just isn't the type of footballer not to have, you know, I don't know whether he's got the mental capacity to just wait and be patient. And I think that is the thing for me with some of our players, the less experienced players, just need the ball. They need to feel the ball. And I think if he and Tino can cause a bit of relationship down this right-hand side, and you'll have three of them then making, you know, these runs down the line, having the triangles, and like I say, for me, that is where we could really be strong. And like I say, when you've got these three going at pace down the line, I think is going to cause a headache for any defender. Because, you know, again, is Belieber going to be the one that pulls across and blocks the choice down this left-hand side? Or are they going to have Dunk come out and close the space down, which should free up Isak a little bit more? Because you know for a fact Isak's going to get man-marked today. It's just the way it is. So, like I say, for me, it is going to be an interesting one. From the way we set up. I mean, what? I mean, is there anything that you can add on that? Is there something that you?
No, I think I said my bit, and I think it's funny. We were talking in the pub yesterday, and somebody suggested, you know, with the options available at the minute, with J7 out, somebody suggested it, and I'm not talking about five at the back. I'm talking about playing Barnes and Gordon on the left.
Oh, okay.
You know,
What, and double up?
going proper 4-2-4.
Yeah, yeah. Just doubling
Proper
up on them.
4-2-4 with Gordon on the left, Barnes in the 10, and Isak, and suggesting that's what he would like to see. And I thought about it, and I thought, it's kind of risky, but interesting option, isn't it?
Well, like I said, you know, when you look at other coaches when we've been unstuck, and Villa did virtually that to us. You know, you've got your centre forward doubling up with McGinn in the first half, and it was who marks who, and then you've got wide open spaces then for the likes of Rodgers, who he didn't in the first half, but certainly tore us a new one in the second half, allowing that space to develop. And like I say, it's up to the opposition team then to counteract that. I mean, there is an argument to say that you are then outnumbered in the middle of the park. So you have to miss out your middle of the park. So if we hadn't got players like we have in the middle of the park, you know, your Brunos and your Tonalis, then I'd say, yeah, go for it. But when you don't involve these guys in the game, then if you have a look at Bruno's assist record, you have a look at his build up. I mean, his touches. I mean, he's topping virtually everything across the board, apart from obviously scoring goals, even tackling. So by moving the ball away from your strength, are you a stronger team or a weaker team? That's the way I look at it.
Listen, I'm a big advocate, as you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
And with the exception of the Villa game, this has worked.
And worked well.
Yeah. So
you know, you don't win 20 games out of 27 if you're doing something wrong, do you?
26, I think.
Is it 26? I thought it was 27. It might be 26.
20 out of 26.
That sounds. It's still amazing. But anyway,
incredible.
Yeah. I'm going to put on this little video. Listen, it's the build up to the Brighton game, and I know it's got nothing to do with this, but I just wanted your thoughts on what I was watching over at ESPN. So have a listen to this.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear that?
No.
Okay. I don't know what it is with my setup, but I cannot get the music or anything to play on my stuff. Let me see if I can. I'll come off that for a second. I'll try and put it on again. I'll stop sharing it and then I'll do it again. But for some unknown reason, I do not get, even though my tab is ticked on everything, it doesn't want to play. Very nice. Let me see if I can do it a different way. Right, see if you can hear it this time. Let's put it back on. We'll try number 2.
Fantastic. Since making that move from La Liga to the Premier League, very much the star of Newcastle's show. Eddie Howe, speaking about his future today, said he is not for sale. From my perspective, I want to build a squad and I want the strongest squad possible for next season. There's a lot to look forward to here. Hopefully, the end of the season is crucial for us. Newcastle, of course, away against Brighton before that big game against Chelsea. I get a feeling this is something we're going to be talking a lot about, Jules, yeah?
Yeah, and I think Eddie Howe is watching right now, so we can tell him you're not going to decide anyway. So we don't really care what you think, who you want to keep. It's not your call. So it's not on you. If the right price comes, for sale or not for sale, he's going, especially if Newcastle are not in the Champions League next season, because he's been very clear with the club. He has to play in the Champions League. He's one of the best number 9s in the world. It's mad that the guy didn't play any European football this season, and it's not right, and he knows it. So I'm sure Eddie Howe wants to keep him, and Tonali and Bruno and all these big players, but he's not the one that's going to decide. And I think Isak, if there's no Champions League football for Newcastle next season, will come and knock the sporting director's door and the CEO and said, "Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm going."
Go on, Frank.
But that would be absolutely insane to see Isak going to another contender for the next season. I mean, to sign for Liverpool or Manchester City or I don't know, or Arsenal, because Arsenal needs a striker. That would be insane. I mean, that's putting the ballot into your foot, and that would be crazy because they have ambition next season. Selling your best striker, maybe your best player, is committing a kind of a suicide, and I wouldn't understand that. You can sell him to Real Madrid, maybe, or they don't need it, but to another club abroad. But to sell it to a contender in the Premier League will be absolutely crazy and not professional. I think, yeah, you need money, but I think you can sell Isak to another championship, but not the Premier League. I wouldn't understand that.
I think there's part of it that I absolutely agree with. You know, there's part of it that I think is absolutely ludicrous. At the end of the day, I think the guy who was, I don't know who he is, the start, who says it's got nothing to do with Eddie Howe. Well, does he not realise what a contract is? You know what I mean? It's got nothing. Nobody forced Isak to sign this contract. He signed it because of the project. Now, I agree with, it's going to be a lot more attractive for Isak to play in the top level, in the top flight. He's already played in the best league, I believe, in the world. But we need Champions League football. I think that is fact.
Well, I think you've just got to look at European results this season prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Premier League is the best league in the world. There ain't no doubt about it. We've got clubs still in the semi-finals of all the major competitions.
Yeah.
And we've got two clubs who can't even get anywhere near the top 10 in the Premier League, who are scrapping it out to win the Europa League. So anybody who's trying to say that the Premier League isn't the best league in the world is talking through their backside.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand what Frank was talking about, and again spoke a lot of sense. You don't sell to your rivals anyway, unless they're willing to throw silly money. I mean, I would prefer him to go, if he was to go, I'd prefer him to go abroad. I don't want him anywhere near the Premier League. But if he did go to a Premier League, surely that would take a lot of cha-ching to prize him away. And now, if I'm honest with you, is he actually going to a better side?
Just on an aside, if we did sell him to a Premier League club, how do you think Newcastle's defence would cope with Isak playing against us?
Well, they certainly would understand his play, wouldn't they? You'd think that they'd know what type of player he was. But we all know what Isak can do on the day. Thanks, Michael.
If you're talking about individual brilliance, well, that's down to the day. Thank you, Michael.
2-1 win.
2-1 win. 2-2.
I hope that's 21-0, if I'm honest with you. Thanks, Mick. Now, listen, I understand that. And like I say, for me, it's a case of if anybody's going to know the style, it's going to be our lads now, having played with him for such a long time. But the problem is, when you've got quality, and we all know Isak's got quality.
The reason I ask is because we see him week in, week out. And be honest, we see him have not very good games.
I agree with you. But if you was to put Isak in a Man City team, in a Liverpool side, I wouldn't say Arsenal side, but yeah, I'll give you Arsenal as well. I think you'd see a different Isak. Only because they know the pass lanes and they throw the ball through the pass lanes really quick. Okay. The problem is with Arsenal, they haven't got a striker.
So let's
they create the chances.
Let's examine that statement then. They know the pass lanes. So what you're saying is, if he was playing for Man City or Arsenal or Liverpool, who know the pass lanes, that they would. I mean, what you're saying is they would get more out of him.
Yeah, well, if you look at the games that Isak plays, hold on, just on that, Isak makes a lot of runs round the corners that he never gets played the ball to. So what you get then is an Isak that gets a little bit frustrated, and then he has to come deep then to get involved in the game. Another player that likes ball to feet. There's only been one, I suppose you could, I'm going to call it the Ruud Gullit moment, where you ask your striker to stay in the box. And if you remember, he just stayed high, he stayed central, and he run riot. He didn't come deep at all. And I said to you, through the middle of the park, and you made a comment about, well, he did get passed to because he got passed into the box. That is the only pass that he got, was when he was in the penalty area. And I think what Newcastle do is build up slow compared to a lot of opposition teams. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the good teams.
Right, but so what you're saying is, effectively, that we are not getting the best yet out of Alexander Isak.
No, because we haven't got quality across the park, all around the park, have we?
Well, where have we not?
Well, when you look at quality, it's not just about defending. It's
but you're saying that Man City and all these other teams who would know his best pass lanes.
Yeah.
Which players do they have who are going to find those pass lanes?
Okay.
Better than the players we've got.
Right. Well, I'm not going to talk about individuals, but what I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you like literally what I mean by this. Ipswich, the first 45 minutes looked really awkward because they sit on the low block, and every team we've played this season, and I'm talking Wimbledon, Bromley, haven't really given us anything going against us, but we really hadn't got the players to play the balls into the channels, into the pass lanes when they go low. We had the same issue against Ipswich last week until the second half. And the reason is what changed the second half was the balls came from the back really quick. Now, I made a comment if you hadn't watched it when I did the tactics show, where you'd got Shaw moving the ball past the halfway line, and there was a pass through the middle that he could have played, but he didn't. He moved another 10 yards with the ball. And all that does is close the spaces down or the pass lines down. It becomes more of a percentage against you getting the successful ball than you getting the right ball. And I think what you've got to understand with football, and I keep saying this, a lot of it is brain. You may have the feet, you may have the technical ability, but if you haven't got the brain to actually pass the ball at the right times, a lot of really good players, you never really get the full potential out of because of that. And I think when we go against a team that plays deep, plays their way of playing to break against us, we get sucked in. And because we've got players that still want to feel the ball, and Fabian Shaw is a really good player of this because he likes to have the ball at feet, we never see the passes come until too late for me. And that's when the pendulum starts to play.
No, well, all I'm saying is that if you think that is the case, if you think we aren't getting the best out of Isak, that is, if you like, an indirect criticism of Eddie Howe. Because it's what you're saying is that in training...
Well, it's not of Eddie Howe. It's not of Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe can only work with the players he's got. We haven't had a player come in 3 transfer windows.
Yeah, but we keep doing... it doesn't matter who we play. We do a player-by-player. Effectively pick 11 from the whole squad who's going to get in the team. And invariably, we will pick our midfield over most of the opposition. The odd one of theirs gets into our team. Eddie Howe knows, you know, he's now worked with Isak for 3 years. He presumably knows how he thinks he can get the best out of him. What is it you would do different for to get it? You're saying we haven't got the players. I'm saying, well, hang on a minute. I think we have got the players.
You've got you've got the players that plays Eddie's way.
Then it's down to tactics.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you look, it's just a simple tactic, isn't it? If you're not playing the ball early, and you're not trying to play the ball through the passing lanes until you've reached the halfway line, then you know, like I said, the space that you could have played into is closed down by not only your own players but sometimes your opposition. Movement creates space, but it also closes space down. Because if you're man marked, which a lot of Premier League teams do these days, they go man for man across the field. None of these days of zonal marking, apart from set pieces, go the way of football these days. The game has changed. The game has evolved. And for me, sometimes you see a hell of a lot of Isak being frustrated because he's making the run, he's broke the line, but the pass is delayed too much that he's either offside or the pass just doesn't come. Yeah. And I think sometimes you see
the reason I'm interested in this is because how many times during a game do I get frustrated because the players on the ball take 2 touches when one would do?
Absolutely.
And we get situations where Shea, for example, has the ball and he's got a winger either side free that he can pass to, but instead of passing straight to the winger, he'll pass to Byrne, who then passes it to the winger.
Yeah.
And that's taken, 3 seconds instead of 1 second.
1 second, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Take a one accurate pass. And I keep on saying that the key, Newcastle, when Newcastle are at their fluent best, it's always playing one-touch football.
It's quick,
which is why I love Tonali, because he gets it, he passes it straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows what he's going to do with a ball before he gets it. At any moment in time, he's thinking, if I get the ball now, what am I going to do with it? If I get the ball now, what am I going to do with it? So when he does it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I have...
And Bruno is the antithesis of this, because Bruno wants to showcase on the ball, get around, maybe draw a tackle, get a free kick, instead of doing the same. Keeping the ball move. If you keep the ball moving, then defenders, the people that are defending, the midfielders, whoever's in opposition at that moment in time on the pitch, they can't do it, because your old maxim, the ball's round, your feet are flat, the ball the ball will go faster.
It never gets tired, mate. And that's the thing, you see. As the game progresses, I mean, what Eddie looks for.
So what the point I'm making is this something, perhaps, that they don't work sufficiently on in training? Now, I look at, for example, the drills that they do. You know, when they come on for their warm-ups and they do the drills where they're running around in the circle, first touch passing every time in what you would call tight situations, and they go through that drill, and they do that drill brilliantly. You don't see that on the pitch.
No, I mean, what you see in training, and this is why I said it never comes across the same in a 90 minutes proper match. Anybody, and trust me, I've had some absolute worldies in training, but they've gone absolutely crap on Saturday. You know what I mean? And I often used to say to them, why you could produce this on Tuesday, Thursdays when we do training, But on Saturday, when I ask you, I want you to produce it, you can't. And sometimes it's just pressure. You're pressured from, and some of the lads have been talking before. You look at Bruno. Bruno statistically is our top player. Now, when we watch him week in, week out, we see many flaws in Bruno's play. He goes to ground, he's on the half turn, he gets tackled easy, he has given chances away. We have conceded goals. And I think it's not the fact that he's a player that struggles under pressure, because I don't think he is. Sometimes players just try to do something hard when the simple way would to be passing in triangles. And that's what you see a lot of during the build-up, where they have this one touch and you have 2 versus 4 or 2 versus 5 in a circle, and it's all one-touch football. But that very rarely happens in a match, mate. Very rarely happens, because like I said, when the pressure's on, and I keep saying it, you've only got so many technical players within this squad, and if they haven't got the technical brain to go with the technical ability, then you're walking down a dodgy street, mate. To be fair, so I mean, for me, I would look at this squad, and I think Eddie's got the strength, and he's probably got the ceiling from this squad, and I think without getting a lot of changes, technical players playing in certain areas. I mean, I think 3/4 of this team is a great team, and I think the balance is good. I just think we haven't got the quality in depth, and I just don't think we've got the quality in ability across all areas. And you talk about when we go 1-for-1 on different teams, and we always pick so many of our players compared to so many of the opposition players. And I'll give you a great reasoning why. We very rarely see the opposition players week in, week out like we see our players. And we do play, and I do, and I don't know about you, but I do wear black and white glasses now and again. And I do probably overthink that our players are better than the opposition, because I watch these guys week in, week out. I don't watch the opposition week in, week out. So I can only watch them when I do a tactical or there's a game on in the week that I'll see the highlights of, and I can only judge it from what I see.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, if Isak goes to one of the opposition,
yeah.
Isak's major strength for me is his shooting ability on the hoof. When the Wembley goal was a perfect example.
Yeah.
The ball came in, wham, instinct, first time, fantastic. That to me is what you pay 150 million for.
It's his touch as well, mate. You get very, very rare do you get a striker who's got a good first touch. So not all of his touches are great, but I mean, you look at the one where he miscontrolled, and then just instep volley over for Tonali's goal. It's just sometimes it's just so good, to see a player with that confidence. Even though he makes a mistake originally, he's still got the presence about him, the composure to deliver the perfect ball for Tonali then to go and score. Yeah. And I think that for me is where you see the best of Isak.
Yeah, that's why he's worth the money that he is. That's why he gets the goals that he is.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if God forbid we ended up playing against Isak, this sounds crazy, I wouldn't be worried.
Oh well, I've been
because I think I think he would be an easy striker to keep out of the game. I'm not necessarily saying man mark him or do anything like that, but it's particularly that he relies on passes. And that's exactly what how we opened this kind of segment, if you like.
Yeah.
Because you were saying other teams would find those pass lanes better than we can. and I agree with that, because I think if you feed the goat, he will score, and we don't feed him sufficiently.
We feed him too late at times, and I think the opportunity's gone.
So again, my you know what I'm like about Eddie, but is this something that Eddie could improve upon in terms of getting that ball to him more quickly than we do?
Do-do. I like it. Yeah, do. Listen, we ain't got long left, so let's do this. We've got this quiz that everybody seems to really enjoy. Random, thanks ever so much for your gift, your membership, buddy. That's gone to Spirit Universe. I had put it up on the screen, so welcome along, Spirit. Another name that I haven't seen before. No. So let's see how good we are on this quiz that NUFC seem to like to do. Really interesting quiz. So let's where are we? Where does it say take a part of the quiz? Oh. Where does it say that? It's not coming up.
No idea.
It says latest test your knowledge on the quiz. Where's that? Oh, well, I can't because it's not showing anything.
Is there just a click on that somewhere?
No, there's nothing. There's absolutely... This is NUFC at its best, mate, this is. There isn't a thing on it.
See if I can find it.
See if you can find it. Because there isn't... Oh, quiz. There you go. Got it. Let's have a look. Still, no? Because I've got the quiz down here, look, but there's absolutely nothing on it. Okay. Well, maybe we won't then. We won't bother. It's obviously rubbish. Let's take it to the as we got 18 minutes left. I wanted to do that. That would have been interesting.
That's your latest knowledge.
Have you got on yours?
I've got it here now, yeah.
Oh, we could put yours on. See if yours comes up, because mine didn't come up at all. There's nothing on there.
Right, so mine's got to start underneath. Okay.
Has it? Yeah. Mine hasn't got a start on it.
2 secs. Just,
mine, maybe that's because I'd got it lined up for such a long time. Go on then, you can put yours on.
Oh, I'll see if I can find this win share, which I can't.
Well, it's not. It's just share screen, I think, on this one, buddy. I think it's open to everybody.
Right, and I'll just share screen. That's that one. Sound, yeah, share. And that's it.
Go on then, see if you can get it up, because I couldn't see.
I'm going to go to dynamic just to make sure.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. There we go. And start. Right. If Newcastle United beat Brighton this afternoon, Eddie Howe will become the first manager to win 20 games in a season since who? And the options are Bobby Robson, Frank Lampard, Harry Redknapp, Tim Sherwood.
Chelsea, wasn't it? Frank Lampard.
Well, I know first since Bobby Robson for Newcastle, but I don't know overall. So you're saying who?
Frank Lampard, I think it was for Chelsea.
Are they saying anything in the chat?
Juggernaut Scotty has gone for Bobby Robson. Right, so I'm going to go. I think it was Frank Lampard at Chelsea.
Right, let's have
his first season at Chelsea.
Submit. Oh, I haven't picked Frank Lampard. Submit. Continue. Oh, all right. We're not going to get the answers. We'll find out at the end. Brighton are one of 2 sides in the Premier League this season who've both scored and conceded more than 55 goals. Who are the other team?
Tottenham.
Spurs.
I'm going to say that's easy.
Spurs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue. Since December the 14th, no side has won more Premier League matches than Newcastle United. But who are the only team to have scored more goals? Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, or Man City?
Liverpool.
Continue. How many points have Brighton won from losing positions in the Premier League this season?
God, blimey.
10, 12, 15, or 17? Wow.
Jesus. I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, they all
10,
seem
12, 14, 17,
10,
did you
10
say?
12, 15, 17.
I'm going to go 12. I haven't got a clue, mate.
I would have gone 10 there, but we'll give
Go on, then you go 10.
Well,
What?
no. Well, now it's
So
no,
that was wrong.
yeah. Now it's given us, but it didn't.
That's the answers in the bottom corner. I can't see it because it's on a small screen
yeah,
for
but
me.
it didn't. Brighton have won 4 when they've trailed 17. Well, they've won 4 when they've trailed this season, the most ever in a single campaign. While the 17 points they've gained from losing positions.
Wow.
Hang on, that's a different question. But now it's given the answers, before it wasn't. Anyway, this is typical Newcastle side. Who has made the most appearances in the Premier League for Brighton? Pascal Gross, Lewis Dunk, Solly Marsh, or Danny Welbeck?
I read that this morning when I was doing some housework on Brighton. That's Grohl. Pascal Grob.
Pascal Gross.
Grob, whatever his name is. Oh, it's not?
Lewis Dunk.
Oh, well, there you go. I got that one wrong. I thought it was Pascal
How
Grob.
many players have played for both Newcastle United and Brighton in the Premier League?
Oh,
2,
that's
5, 6, 7. Well, there's only Byrne and Milner that I can think of.
I'm going to say in the Premier League. Yeah, exactly. I'd have said 2. I'd have said 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Byrne, 120 Newcastle, 74 Brighton. James Milner, 94 Newcastle, 18 for Brighton. How far is the American Express Stadium?
Oh, Jesus. You should be good at this one, taxi man.
St. James's Park by car. Well, it's
Wow.
it's simple, surely. 245, 270, 34.
It's not 300, is it?
305 or 270. I think it is 305.
No, I think it's about 270.
Well, Tyne Bridge to Tower Bridge is 280. And Brighton's about 25 miles from London, isn't it? I'd say 305 myself.
Okay.
245 miles. That's nonsense, man.
245?
245, it's come up as the answer.
I wouldn't have said that at all. I would have said it was
nonsense, man.
270 at least. 280, something like that. Right, well, there you go. Maybe they've gone with a different sat-nav to me and thee.
I don't know what they've gone with a DeLorean, I think.
They've gone with a Concorde, mate. I think anything else.
200, that's bollocks, that. Who was Brighton's all-time top scorer in the Premier League? Pascal Gross, Neil Moore.
That's gross. That's what I meant. Yeah, it's gross.
Correct.
Yeah. I know I'd read it in the...
When Newcastle United won the championship in 2017 and Brighton were promoted to the Premier League with them in second place, United won 94 points that season. How many did Brighton finish on? 94, 93, 92, 91.
Oh, 91 I'm going to go with. I don't know.
I would have said 93. It was 93.
Oh, well done. Well done.
How much did United pay for Dan Burn? 7, 13, 15 or 15.5 million?
Was it 15 and a half, wasn't it? 15 or 15 and a half, I think.
I thought it was 13, but we'll go for 15 and a half. 13, yeah, it was. 13.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought it was more than that.
Few results. Oh, we've got 5 out of 10 then.
Yeah, but you questioned a couple of them.
Well, I tell you what, just out of interest, let's have a quick look here. St. James's Park, Newcastle. Just don't give us London.
It's going to be an interesting one, that.
To Amex Stadium. Brighton. 347.4 miles.
Yeah, exactly. I think somebody's made a typo on that one.
I think that's a 3. That should have been the option there. Should have been 345. I thought about that, but the highest option was 305, so I went 305. But there was 225, so I think one of those was supposed to be a 345. There was a 245, 270, 305, 345, because I would have definitely gone with a 345. Because as I say, Tyne Bridge to Tower Bridge is 280.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's an interesting one because, like I say, I would have said at least high 200s, and I'm rubbish at bloody.
Yeah. No, well, I'm pretty shit hot at geography.
Well, I know you are because that's part of your job,
especially road geography.
Yeah, exactly, as it's part of your job. Lengthy typo. Lol. Yeah, exactly. It was a lengthy typo. 340 odd miles, said Lee. Right, let's have a quick look at some of your guys'.
What's the longest word in the English dictionary? Smiles, because there's a mile between the first and last letter.
Love it. I was going to try and work that one out, but my brain's not working today.
The only thing we're going to have to do is quickly, in case any of them are in the chat.
Yeah, do your predictions.
Yeah, because, well, look, I haven't got yours, Gary.
Yeah, you have. It's in the chat.
Oh,
3-1.
3-1.
I had banked on 2-1, but there was so many people have gone 2-1. I can't go with the same as Chris. It's got to be a battle.
All right. Antagonising Geordie's not in. RG Fox is not in. Niall Powell antagonising.
I thought RGF had put in the chat.
Right. Well, if it's there, we'll put it in. Beervaken, the elusive Beervaken.
RGF has gone 3-1 as well.
RGF 1-3.
AG's gone 3-1-2.
Oh, 1-3.
DX has gone 1 each.
Yeah,
Roy's gone 2-1 Brighton.
Yeah, I've got. No, Roy hasn't.
Yeah, he has. As I can't catch the leaders, I'll do it differently. 2-1 Brighton.
Oh, well, he's changed his score. Then he had 2-1 the tune, but 2-1 for Brighton.
Yeah. Who else is you missing?
Niall Powell.
I haven't seen Niles, but is he in the what's the name chat?
And Beervaken? No, I've done all of the. Let's just have a look.
I haven't seen Beers for ages. To be fair.
DX, Gary, Roy, RG Fox. RG Fox is in this morning.
Random Access says 3-1 to the tune as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it then.
We're all good now. Cool.
Oh, there's Barry asking for my prediction and all. Bloody hell. Thought I'd given him it. This is in the separate league that I'm in.
Oh, right, okay.
Barry? 2-0 June. There you go, sir. Right.
Any questions about James Milner, please? What about James Milner, Bronski? I don't know about what. I don't know what you mean.
He's injured at the minute. If that's
yeah,
what
he's not in the squad. He's out with a hamstring injury. Rest of the season, they reckon. Right. Trouble is, when you get to a ripe old age, these injuries just don't recover very well.
I'll just see what Premier injuries are saying about him. Brighton, 5 of them. Thigh injury.
Oh, it's a thigh injury.
Injury.
A hamstring. That's what they were saying.
The big word today is positivity. A lot of injured players are at the end stage of their rehab. They start training next week. There is a chance he could play again this season.
Oh, okay. That's totally different from what I watched on the podcasts.
Well, I suppose a thigh injury, could you call that hamstring? Not really.
Well, it's I mean, it's the back of the thigh, isn't it? I mean, some people just put it down as, you know.
But Prem injuries quite
Started.
often say hamstring, so...
Yeah. Okay.
There
That's
you
what they were saying on the podcast. It was a hamstring injury that he's got.
Just
Well, like I say.
we haven't got anybody out with a hamstring at the minute, have we?
No.
Because we've got Matt Target with a thigh injury. Ah, right. Yeah, they've got Matt Target thigh, and in the comment it's we also lost Matty this week to a slight hamstring problem. So they are
right. They are.
So hamstrings are being lumped in with thigh.
Yeah.
There you go, proof.
Proof is in the pudding.
Indeedo. Right, do I need a rescue dog before we start, do you think?
Well, you can go for it.
I should
I've got no rescue dogs in, so I'm hoping just the old shirt will do. Because, like I say, that this is, I believe, is going to happen today.
Lucky shirt.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah, well, that is how I look at it. It's lucky shirt time. I'm just trying to find my
3 points
backup.
a day. And to be honest, so you can... This is a spoiler alert for the end of the show. I don't give a toss how we play, as long as we get.
As long as the results are there, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the lads are on the field of play now. So, like I say, guys, we are a couple of minutes away from the start of the match. So please try and keep it to yourselves if you're in front of us. Chris is going to do the timer on the screen once the match starts. And I'll do the. We just remember we've got to do the upkeep of the score, so I'll do them because that's what Chris has said. So just in case you're trying to do what I'm doing as well, we'll do it together. So here we go. This is Amex Day, as I call it. See if we can break another voodoo, because that's what we need.
That's what we've been very successful at this season.
Oh, it's been fabulous. It really has. It's been
long may it continue.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's go for the dog.
Yeah, so just going through the teams again then. So Verbruggen in goal for Brighton with Wiefer, Dunk, Van Hecker, Estupian. Yeah, so Mats Wiefer, or Wifer, whichever way you want to say it, does play right back out of that centre defender role. And you've got Hinchelwood and Baliba as the two defensive midfielders, with Minte, O'Reilly and Adingra playing high. You know, we are what Minte is going to bring, but like I say, we've got to keep an eye on Matt O'Reilly. I like him. And we know Adingra is quite a handful as well. So Trips needs to be on his toes, and Welbeck up top on his own. So like I say, it's going to be an interesting one with Welbeck. Like I say, he has been a thorn in our side for some time. But hopefully not too bad. Jason Steele, Lamptey, Igor, Webster, Gruder on the bench for them. Who else was it? I missed it. Gruder, Gomez, Ayari, Veltman and Howell. And obviously for Newcastle, Popey, Trippier, Shaw, Byrne, Livramento as our back. As I say, totally unchanged. I just hope Livramento carries on his real good form. Bruno, Tonali and Willock in the middle. And we have, obviously, we've got our usual crew up top, which, again, you know, I think have been superb since he's come on board with Harvey Barnes. Murphy's contributions have been superb, and Isak. So long may it continue to the rest of the season. That's what I say. So hopefully we all get a good one. So look forward to this one. I really do, because like I say, I hope we do break the voodoo at the Amex, because like for me, this has been one of those stadiums that we've never really done brilliant at. So here we go. Newcastle to kick off. Tonali now with the ball. Gives it to Shaw. Shaw to Trips. Trippier's first touch. Up the line to Bruno. Gives it back to Trippier. And straight away you've got the half press from Brighton. Back into Pope's feet. Dan Byrne now looking to go down the line to Tino on this left-hand side. Tino closed down straight away. The ball gets a little bit of a deflection, and Wifer then gets a challenge in, and it's hoofed forward. Like I say, this seems to be Brighton's way, just getting the ball forward. All Burn there, just heading the ball to Minte, who, luckily for us, loses it. Tonali on a real mazy run down this left-hand side. Gets the ball down towards Harvey Barnes, who flicks it past Van Hekken. He gets it into the box, but unfortunately, Verbruggen gets his hands to it.
I thought that was going to be my dream come true.
Oh, I had mine, mate. I thought first minute, great little run by Tonali down that wing. And like I say, unfortunately from Harvey, just floated the ball into the centre. Verbruggen looks to go long now. Well done, Fabian Schär. Gets up well to Murphy. Murphy having a bit of a battle, but it's really won well by Bruno. He looks in the mood for this one. The mid-3. It's gone out towards Isak on that. He's gone out onto the left-hand side.
Right.
Right-hand side, I should say. Sorry, yeah. He's just trying to pull the defenders out with him, and you can see Lewis Dunk, he's the one that seems to be man-marking him. Just come more centrally now. Back to Burn on the halfway line. Into Willock. Tonali now. Yeah, nice first touch there. Tonali trying to slide the ball through. Yeah, exactly. That is what you want, forward
That's
passing.
Exactly what you want.
And now Minte with the ball, got a bit of grass to run into. Closed down by Big Dan Burn, who just shepherds him out and clears the ball out for a throw into Brighton.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, Minte's not going to get much change out of us lot, I'll tell you now. Van Hekken now plays it back to Wifer. Again, like I say, he's played out of position, so it's certainly an area that they need to concentrate on. And it looked really easy for West Ham down their left-hand or their right-back side, if you like. Especially with both Belieber playing as centre-back. Come on, Murphy, you've got to be stronger in there, son. Belieber now. The lads are just standing off them at the minute. Back to Van Hekken on the halfway line. Wifer now. Oh, bad first touch. Nearly took it off him, Barnes then, but manages to keep hold of it. Van Hekken out to Dunk. Dunk on the half turn to the halfway line. Dingra back to Dunk again. It's a terrible touch from Dunk without no pressure whatsoever. And the ball goes out of play for a throw into Newcastle. Taken quickly. Fabian Schär. Dan Burn. Tina. Up the line to Barnes, who, again, nice little touch. And there you go. Willock down this left-hand side. Yeah, it just gets nudged off the ball from Belieber there. But Belieber plays quite a dangerous ball, and it's won back from... Oh, he's given the free kick. Like I say, it's won back really well there. Minte didn't certainly want the ball in that area, in that 30-yard mark. Closed down by 3 Newcastle players, literally on top of him there. But Belieber did well against Willock, but that's what I wanted to see. You get onto like a 3-on-1, and it's just pulling Belieber out of that middle, which should allow our midfielders a bit more space going into the 10 zone. Van Hekken now just bringing the ball out of the defence. Again, no press on the ball. Newcastle just standing off them. Ball over the top of Trippier's head, down to that angle towards Adingra. Trippier does well. Gets it out for a throw into Brighton. Brighton quickly back into the throw to Adingra. Stupian plays the nice ball across there, but it's a bit too long for Minte, but he's going to be able to keep it in play. A little bit of pressure from Tino. Don't show him inside, Tino. You've done it straight out. It's too easy, that, son. Don't show him down the line. Don't show him inside your box. God, blimey. Yeah. Minte's got a problem with his muscle. He's got a bit of a dead leg, I think, from the earlier challenge. He's not a happy boy. Seems to be holding the side of his knee where he got clattered literally on the 30-yard mark, and straight away he winced when he got off the floor, and He's just got on a run. He looked like he was doing okay on that run, but he's pulled up now since he screwed the ball up into the box. So not a bad start, Win. Not a bad start in the first 5 minutes.
I've had a bad start. I went to take the bottle top off my bottle of brown.
Yeah.
And the neck, half of the neck came off with it. The glass in the thing, so I've had to put another one in the fridge. I've had to resort to a can instead of a.
Mate. Oh, it's shockers. Yeah, just waiting for Minte to get back to his feet.
I don't like drinking out of cans, so I've had to have a glass.
No, I don't either. It's not the same, is it?
No, I didn't mind drinking out of a bottle, but my old granny used to say, "You don't drink out of a bottle, a snake will come out."
Yeah, it's just showing you the clash again. I think it was Willock.
It was.
But he's back on his feet. He's got to be off the field now and called back on. We're playing down that right-hand side, and we've got a chance here. Nice ball into the
and a
box
great
for Murphy.
first-time ball in by Murphy.
Yeah. A bit too close again to Van Verbruggen.
That's 2 good chances we've created there now.
Yeah. Again, quick balls. You know, and that's what I said. It's the one thing that I've noticed with Newcastle. Sometimes we can be too slow in getting that ball forward. It's been much better.
Here's the thing, Gary, because this is my point. Both of those balls, for me, if Isak was at the top of his game and alert, he would have been moving towards those balls instead of just getting into position waiting for them coming.
Yeah, I mean,
and it could be because he doesn't expect he doesn't expect them. He's expecting them to cut back and fanny on the way the.
You've got to be stronger there, Willock.
Yep.
Minte now. Visa into Hinchelwood. Belieber. Well done, Newcastle. Just pushing Brighton back. But again, ball through to Welbeck centrally. But it's again challenged. Oh, he's offside. Well challenged by Dan Burn. Just leaving it for Pope. So 0-0 between Brighton and Newcastle at the minute. 8 minutes gone. Pope looks to be going long. No messing around the box there anymore. Again, that's something that we miss. He saw there with Murphy. You know, he doesn't even have his eyes on that ball when he's running forward. So you miss J7's height in those zones.
There was someone in the chat was asking whether Botman was on the bench, and he is on the bench.
Yes, yeah he is. Oh, Dingra. Estupianelli got challenged there, headed by Burn. It fell to Hinchelwood, and there's a ball around the corner for. Come on, Dan, don't mess about there, son. He obviously doesn't fancy giving it back to Pope.
Exactly.
Does he? He had an opportunity there.
He had an easy opportunity to pass to Pope and chose not to deliberately.
Yeah, took it away. It's really strange. No confidence in the keeper. Verbruggen now goes long. Again, Dan Burn just easy picking that. He's not going to get Minte's not going to get much change from Dan Burn there. Back out to Trippier on the right-hand side, up to Murphy. Plays it inside with Bruno. Nice give and go there with Bruno. Just lost the picture a second, and the ball's back with Brighton. Verbruggen. Again, no press on Verbruggen. It's a case of allowing Verbruggen just to play. Then half press from Isak. Verbruggen again tries to look for Minte with Dan Burn. Burn again. Tino lobs the ball forward. A little bit of head tennis on the inside left position. Well done. Headed back from Murphy to Trippier. Bruno. It's a bit scrappy at the minute. Just trying to find our...
I like what I'm seeing.
Well, we're just trying to draw... now Brighton, like I say, just standing off a little bit. Just waiting for a half a yard. Little ball down the line again from Barnes to Tino, who'd run outside of him.
Again, he tried to play that first ball inside.
First ball.
Brighton did well to give us the throw.
A lot of hard work given being chased by Minte down that line, to be fair. Fabian Shaw now. Again, Shaw looks square to come to Bruno. Again, closed down quite quickly from O'Reilly. Oh, well done. There's a mix-up here from the Brighton players. Down, Harvey Barnes into the box. Drives the ball across to the far post. Got a little deflection. That's got to be a corner, ref.
That's a corner, isn't it? The keeper got a fingertip to that.
I think it come off Van Hecke's heel, if I'm honest with you. There's a ball over the top. Great
ball by Byrne.
And Weifer and Van Hecke get in the way.
Ended up being a great ball anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how to say. It's for me, it was... Oh, it probably just brushed the keeper's fingers as well, as you said. Trippier now with the corner. Going to be an outswinger. Hopefully it's a bit driven. Where's Dan Burn?
Right behind him.
Ball swung out. Then coming out towards Dan Burn. He gets a bit of a nudge in the back though. And referee goes straight away. He's never going to get away with that, Dan.
Portion, isn't
it? What, today? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Pawson in the middle. Verbruggen now. Again, closed down by Isak. Looking for Minte again. It's obviously a tactic that they've done when you get O'Reilly coming from the central position in the 10 for any knockdowns. And like I say, Dan Burns giving it straight back to him. Adingra now on the edge of the box. Squares it into Belieber with a shot. And it's closed down.
Willock.
Stupian now. Happy to ride high their fullbacks. Both Wifa and Stupian. Travelling down the lines on each side. Van Hecke out to Dunk. And I say Dunk's first touches haven't been brilliant. So again, straight away, he's the press from Isak. Forcing the keepers to go long, but they've decided to go with Wifa. And again, closed down straight away from Tino. Who's done well. Play the ball into the channels.
Ball.
Willock running into the box on the square. Oh, what you doing, Willock? Can we get back up to his feet? Keeps hold of the ball. Back to Tino. Tonali on the edge of the D. Again, Newcastle just playing the ball. Trippier plays it down the line to Murphy. Murphy square. Oh, come on, Bruno. Finish. Bruno now into the box. Plays it to Tonali. Everybody's a bit too close. Can't get it away from their feet. And that's going to be offside, I think.
No, I don't think so.
Murphy into the box with into Verbruggen's hand. Again, poor cross in the end. But some nice work, though. Nice build-up play. That was a good driven ball by Murphy originally. Then it come out to Bruno and Tonali. But again, he wasn't offside. But that was a poor ball back into the box, to be fair. Looking to dink one to that back stick for Barnes.
He was stretching and, he did well to keep it in and get it back over. But just sadly not accurate.
Yeah, the press is definitely there from Newcastle, but they've played through us a little bit here, Brighton. Adingra now down this left-hand side. Looking to step inside. He plays a ball to Weifer on this right-hand side now, on the edge of the box. Belieber. Again, not giving much change there. Well done from Willock. Plays a lovely ball out from Harvey Barnes. Back to Willock down this left-hand side again. Willock coming from more of a central area down this left line.
Give him it, man.
Yeah. But I think, again, this is that not running too quick down the line. It allows the players to get into positions forward. Isak there just, again, getting challenged from Dunk, who took a little bit of a knock for his pressure. Fabian Shaw now on the halfway line. Tonali just dropping back and trying to draw players in. And Byrne decides just to give it to Tonali, who seems
to the conductor.
Yeah, he seems to want the ball all the time. Some nice little play there, Murphy. Out to Trippier back inside to Bruno. Bruno looks up. He goes diagonal over
Lovely
towards
ball.
Willock, who's on this left-hand touch. But Willock's first touch let him down there.
Again.
Yeah, it just allowed Weaver with an opportunity to get the ball. Ooh, Dan Burn. That was a bit naughty, son.
Ooh, I thought
that was going to... You know what? I'm surprised.
That should have been a yellow, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that because that was late. He was nowhere near the ball there. Let's have another look at this. I mean, did he touch him? I don't know how much contact was on him, to be fair. I mean, there's enough in it for a yellow card, isn't there? Because he was nowhere near the ball.
He actually managed to hurdle it. But,
yeah. I think his studs come down on the top of his foot to a degree. But like I say, I don't know why that wasn't a yellow card, if I'm honest with you. I think the referee must have seen it, as a dive more than anything else. Because he hasn't given them anything.
I know. I'm surprised.
Ball over the top.
Oh, what?
Willock was in two minds there. I think he bottled out a little bit from that one.
I think he bottled out a lot. I mean, he just had to stick his foot out.
Yeah, I've just been reading the lips of the fourth official there. No contact was the words suggested to Hassler there.
I didn't know you could lip read, Barry.
I can't, Tom.
Oh, you're watching the football. You're not watching what I'm doing with me lip.
I am. I'm just watching the replay, and there was Thomas Hassler was questioning the fourth official of why, and I sort of you do learn a lot, when you do my job. Anyway, again, half press from Newcastle. Seems to just lost the picture a little bit there. Dunk. He's had fits and starts, Brant saying that Willock's been very disappointing. I think he's had fits and starts, mate, to be fair. Nothing, again, it's like I said. He's
end product lacking.
Yeah, he just needs minutes, I think. Willock, get him off, says Tiger. They've got a throw into Newcastle.
Tottenham are beating West Ham. Man U beating Brentford.
Ooh. Ball across to Dan Burn. Comes into Willock.
That was well done.
Yeah. Triangle into Tina, but back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn back
now
to Pope.
Passes to Pope.
Fabian Shaw now. Goes centrally. Good ball into Isak,
Excellent.
who plays a nice little ball off early.
No, that's it.
Willock down into the channels for Harvey Barnes to run onto. Harvey Barnes now has been held up by Weaver. T now plays it inside, and Van Hecker manages to get the block on the ball. It has come out for a Newcastle throw. Willock takes it quickly. T now. Tonali now. Back to Dan Burn. Again, Newcastle just controlling the tempo of the game. Playing quickly when we've got the opportunity to, and then just slowing it down when Brighton get back into position. Just trying to work the channels. Tino going inside now to overload. Yeah, he's just overloading there. Not an issue, that one. Bruno now on that right-hand wing. Back to Trippier. Trippier back to Fabian Shaw, who goes square to Dan Burn. Dan Burn just inside the Brighton half, out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes comes inside. Tino goes wide into the centre towards Isak. Isak tried to look at Willock, but Willock was on his heels. He wasn't actually looking for that ball. He'd come short for feet, but it was the ideal ball for somebody to run onto. Tony T says, "Are you happy with the draw?" No, I'm not. This to me just keeps pressure on everybody else around you. I mean, listen, if we end up with a draw, then fair play. But I think these are the team in their current form you should be looking to go and win against, because it just puts everybody else under the microscope. Ball diagonal, which again more than hope But this is Brighton's tactic where they look to pick up that second ball. Estupiñán. That's not much movement for him, to be fair. Back with Estupiñán, who goes all the way back to the halfway line for Dunk. Now to Van Hecker. Van Hecker now picking the ball up and just gives it back to Dunk. Estupiñán. Hinchelwood. Again, very slow. I mean, Newcastle have gone back into a really nice shape there of this 5-4-1. Not much space for them, for Brighton players to get in behind. Hinchelwood out. Just again, it's walking pace at the minute. It's Newcastle just blocking all the passing channels. They've again done the pendulum. Back into Belieber centrally. And again, closed down straight away by Willock. Van Hecker looks down the line for Weiser. But again, Tino just blocks the run. Weiser tries to get the ball behind him. And again, just as it slips the wrong time. Somebody's lost a boot. Tino. I think sometimes Tino doesn't close the ball off enough for me in those positions. Gets the free kick, though, from the challenge from Weifer. I don't even know how you pronounce that. You're on mute, Win.
Oh, right. Did you hear that? That's the first time I've seen a football boot with no laces.
Oh, these are slip-ons now. Yeah. These new boots, they're all slip-ons. Very strange. Yeah. There's a lot. They've been out for years.
That's the first time I've ever seen one.
It's to stop the laces coming undone, but they are. They are good grippers, I must admit. They're like slippers. Ball out to Adingra. Adingra now running at Trippier. Comes centrally. Plays it back to Belieber, who plays an absolutely awful ball. I seriously... It was like the John Smith's advert. Have it! When he kicks it over the garden.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. Ian saying he thinks Willock's okay. Doing okay. Craven says Willock's so static. Tonali. Trippier dinks the ball over to Dan Burn. Controls it lovely with his head. Nice and cushioned to Tino. Tino's first touch up to Burn, and Burn then tried to... He's getting clobbered every time, Tino, and that's another quite nasty challenge on Tino. And Minte's having a go at somebody on the on the dugout to Newcastle there. Yeah, he certainly left his boot in there.
Yeah, he certainly did. I think he's saying, well, hang on, I didn't get any free kicks when Burn had a go at me.
It certainly hurt him, this has. Right on the top of the joint. Yeah, he rolls. He rolls his boot over the top of. Like I said, you can. With all these new boots now, there's no protection in them whatsoever, so you feel absolutely everything. And the idea is you feel the ball.
I thought it was more his shin.
Yeah, it's right. It's right on the joint, on the top of the foot, an ankle joint. I mean, he's holding his shin there, but it wasn't. It was a bit further down. Trouble is, you see, he's obviously keep getting knocked there. Eventually, it'll start swelling.
And again, he's moving into the centre field.
Yeah, overloading that central area. Because what he does, you see, like Tonali going square there. There you go. He'll drop into that square zone, into that deep zone. Tonali goes long centrally, but again, it's to anybody particular.
Believable.
Yeah, believable.
It's unbelievable.
He looks so uncomfortable when he's walking Tino at the minute. So watch this space. Verbruggen to Dunk. Getting closed down by Isak. Back to Dunk. Into Belieber. Into O'Reilly. And it's felt nice.
Worked.
Yeah, it's felt nice for Brighton at the minute. But well done, Tino. Tracking back. Dan Burn to Tino. And again, he's a little bit reluctant to pass at the minute. He's kicked that straight out of play, Tino, because he saw Minte coming at him. Oh, well done. Well intercepted from Willock. He's down this left-hand side. He's got lots of grass to run into. Belieber's trying to close the angle down. He runs towards goal. He shoots! Oh! Just over the bar from Willock. That's where his strength is.
I thought he was off the ball.
No, it was straight over.
And
That
it was
was,
just like the outside of his right foot.
Yeah, he tries to put one into the roof of the net, and it just goes over the bar. Just puts a little bit too much loft on it. There you go. Isak is looking at the heavens.
Yes.
Brighton now play the ball up to Adingra towards the halfway line. Ball over the top now for Estupiñán to run onto into this corner. Back to Adingra, who lets the ball run. Again, Murphy just gives him a nudge and wins the ball back. Plays the ball into Tonali, who's central, who sees
Trips.
Bruno down that right-hand side. Bruno plays the ball centrally over the top for Harvey Barnes, but not great delivery there. Weefer now. Got a little bit of grass to run into. Minte. Give him one back. Minte comes inside. Belieber. Out to Estupiñán. Belieber. And it's just all simple. There's a chance for Brighton here. Comes out to Adingra. Whips it into the box. Headed clear by Tino. Back to Weefer. Minte now. Minte goes inside. He's looking to snake one in, and he scores.
He's done it.
Yeah, he scored into the far corner. He's dropped his shoulder. He dropped his shoulder. Yeah, he dropped his shoulder. He put Tino on the wrong foot, cuts inside, and he's just literally hit a ball into the far corner, and he's kept everybody flat-footed.
And he's pointing to
Jesus.
his badge.
Yeah.
He's pointing to the spot where he was fouled.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's pointing to the Newcastle fans, and he's pointing to the badge, and he's saying, "I'm here now. This is me. This is what you could have had." I mean, he took Tino out. Then he took Tonali out, to be fair. Tonali thought he was going to hit one. Tonali backs off. He turns halfway. And like I say, he did the two of them. He did really well. And then he just shifted the ball into the corner. Yeah, it was a good finish, to be fair.
A great finish.
Yeah, you got to give him that one. Like I say, he's just, look, I'm staying here. This is my town. Yeah, he's giving some stick to the Newcastle fans, but he's going to have some stick now, isn't he? And Tonali's just got a smack for his joy. Like I said, we've got to be a little bit better, I think, in the final third. We've been okay build up, but the final third stuff has just let us down a little bit. It's been a little bit too easy for Brighton at the minute. Minte, what a D-head. Here we go again at Brighton. Dear. Free kick to Newcastle on the halfway line. Come on, boys. Ball up to Dan Burn. Again, doesn't really do anything with that. And the ball's just cleared. Ooh, what's going on there? The referee's not doing a lot with his cards, is he? I mean, that was another one from O'Reilly there. That was a little bit late. Not a great touch from Trippier. Yeah, gave a look of the ball to O'Reilly. Gone long again. Ball centrally towards Dan Burn, but again, won easily by Van Hecke that time. Adingra just trying to get down the line. It's blocked. It's charged down by Tonali, who goes hunting for the ball with a Belieber. Belieber again just goes long over the top, and there's a chance here, but Popey gives his sweeper keeper and clears it. It looks like that's going to be Brighton's role, just leaving Minte high. Oh, come on, referee. That's all over the back of Harvey Barnes there. And Weaver's going to get a card for his back chatting. And that was more from his actions post the foul, to be fair. But he climbed all the way over the back of Harvey Barnes and then grabbed the ball and slammed the ball there. And he was like, I'm having that.
Brant's in the chat there. If we are to take the next step, we can't lose to Bournemouth, Fulham and Brighton every time. I said it already. This looks like the previous two against these guys. Howe has to do something. Well, come on then, Brant. What would you do now if you were Howe?
Shaw floats the ball into Burn. Burn heads it, but Belieber just hoofs it out for a throw into Newcastle. Not very far distance-wise, but again, it's cleared in the lines, which seems to be Brighton's tack at the minute. Take no chances against Newcastle. Trippier, first touch again, wasn't brilliant, but he manages to get it up to Bruno. Bruno, again, delays the pass to Murphy, who had made the run, but he manages to get the throw out of it. Murphy again. Bruno playing very tight on that. Seems a bit further wide for me, Bruno, in this match. He's not very central. He's gone out to that right-hand side. Nice Willock now. Nice ball out to Tino. Harvey Barnes now on the wing. He plays it inside to Willock again, who goes again square. And there's a driven ball from Tonali into
the channel.
Yes, we need to do that. I'm going to go back. Have you updated the score?
No, I haven't.
Right then, I'll do it now.
Sorry, I thought you said.
Yeah, I, when you're watching the game as well, it just becomes a little bit hard to.
No, I thought you said Chris was handling that.
No, he's doing the time. But he can't do.
Yeah, right. As long as I know.
That should come on now anyway. Right, there you go. Just hopefully, has that moved across okay? Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Apologies, guys, because like I say, I've only got one screen to work with at the minute because the feed-in from America is a little bit small for me at the minute to get the quality that I need to do the talking and the commentary. Harvey Barnes now, picked up from Bruno. Harvey Barnes has a shot, it's blocked, it's come back to Harvey Barnes, who goes to the byline. He dinks the back stick for Willock, and the ball goes over for a corner kick. And Van Hecke saying, no, it's a push in the back, referee. I want a free kick for that one. But it's a corner to Newcastle. Again, all the pressure from Newcastle. The overload on that right-hand side. It was 3-on-2 there. But Harvey Barnes decided to take it on himself. Dinks the ball over. I don't know what Van Hecke's moaning about there, to be fair. I mean, he does get a nudge, but it's actually, he doesn't get challenged at all.
It's after he hits the ball.
Corner goes to the back stick towards Dan Burn. Ball, and Belieber gets it cleared again out to Adingra, but it's picked up from by Tonali. A little bit of a slip from Bruno. Ball over the top for Adingra, but it's again too central, and Popey just gets rid of it, gets rid of the danger. Up towards Dan Burn, who controls it really well, to be fair.
On the right
In a
wing.
in a more advanced role down that right-hand side. Well done, Isak. Just brings it, keeps hold of the ball back to Tonali. Gives it to Dan Burn, who again stays in more of an advanced role. Tino out to Willock, who's hugging this touchline on the left-hand side. Tino goes square to Fabian Schär. Again, all of the shirts are camped in the Brighton half. Murphy plays a nice ball to Tonali's run. Plays it back out to Bruno, who plays the ball into the box. But Willock doesn't get off the floor. Come on, Willock, you've got a challenge there. The ball's just cleared from Brighton. Tonali out to Trippier. Trippier down the line to Murphy, who gets it challenged. Throw into Newcastle. Tonali now. Just coming centrally with the ball, just carrying it through. Plays the ball through square to Harvey Barnes, who plays into Tino. Tino sees Harvey Barnes, half turn from Barnes. Isak into Bruno's feet. Bruno has a shot.
Oh!
With his left foot, it wasn't strong enough. And again, it wasn't never going to really trouble the keeper on that one. Plays it a bit too square for me. Was nearly right.
On target.
Yeah. 4 goals this season from Bruno. Do you think he should have scored more?
Yeah.
Murphy
Especially
now.
the number of shots he's had from, really good positions on the outside.
Well done, Tino. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, Tino on the half turn, plays the ball up to Barnes. Barnes goes on one of his mazy runs, gets a good challenge from Wifer there, wins the ball back, and straight away looking for Minte to get down that right-hand side. Dan Burn doing a good covering role. Gets the ball back to Popey, who plays into Schär. Schär goes diagonal again. Oh, Harvey. First touch, son. Unfortunately, took his eyes off the ball, and the ball has now gone out for a throw into Brighton. That was going to be... it was a good ball from Fabian Schär.
Great ball.
Ball goes long again to Dan Burn. Now, again, no press from the Brighton lot. It's just a case of holding on to what they've got and trying to draw us forward. Again, half turn from Tonali. Does really well. But again, the pass wasn't great. But referee has given him the foul again on O'Reilly. He's got to be careful, O'Reilly, because he's...
Again, you're saying that pass wasn't great. I thought it was excellent.
But it wasn't to feet. Yeah, it wasn't to feet, though. And that's why I said if a player comes to show for feet and he's not on the half turn, then he gets played into the space where you think he's going to run to. I'm not sure whether that's a good ball. I think you've got to be... The player's got to be showing you where to play the ball. And for me, will it come to feet? But again, he was challenged. So I'm not going to say it was a poor ball because, like I say, he was challenged and the foul was given. Bruno out to Trippier. The sun beaming down in Brighton, and it's got into Trippier's eyes for a minute there. Throw into Newcastle. Bruno. Schär. Again, square for Burn, who's got loads of space. Harvey Barnes shows for him. Again, heavily marked by Minte. Minte's very rarely does that defensive role, but he's got to do it now. Tino now runs inside. Again, trying to draw players out of position. Plays the ball out. And Murphy now with a little bit of a run. Nice little give and go with Murphy. Murphy draws the ball across the box. It's blocked. Trippier now gives it to Bruno. Bruno on the edge of the box. He tries to take a challenge there, but it's a foul this time on a Brighton player. That's a Stupian.
That was poor by Bruno, that.
I think he could have had a shot there, but he decides to try and beat the player again.
Look
It
at
was
that.
a lovely ball into the channels. And then when he gets the ball here, I thought, get it out your feet and lace it.
Just shoot it.
But he tries to beat two players there. Tries to beat the Stupian and Adingra. And then he just drags his feet across Adingra's kneecaps. Yeah, I think that's, sometimes where you miss somebody coming. When Bruno's coming from that right-hand side, because he got no confidence in his left foot, it's ideal just to open your body up a little bit and get that shot in. Bruno, Murphy, up the line to Isak, who's not been involved in the game much at all in the first 41 minutes. Welbeck, and again, not really had much of the ball up the top there, but again, playing well, pulling players away. Brighton just trying to keep hold of the ball. Van Hecker down the line to Welbeck, but again, good challenge from Tonali.
Well
Barnes,
played,
Tonali.
Well played. Give him it.
Up to Willock now. Willock got the Tino overlapping down that left-hand side. He's been closed down by Maliba, who gets the challenge in. And I'm not being funny, Tino. The ball was there for you to grab, but you've fallen there, and you've tried to win that one. I'm not saying, I mean, he does collide, but I mean, Maliba's not trying to take him out at all. I think it was just unfortunate. He was caught in two minds of what to do with the ball then, Tino. Not a great first half at the minute.
Brentford have now gone 2-1 up against Man U from being 1-0 down, and West Ham have equalised.
Oh, there you go. Ball over the top for Adingra to run onto. Trippier manages to get it clear. Up to Murphy.
Excellent again.
Again, ball centrally for Isak to run onto, but not great end product. Easy for Brighton. There was only one player versus three there, so.
Well.
Stupian. Dunk. Verbruggen. Not really tested Verbruggen this first half. No. Not as much as I expected them to.
One shot on target, haven't we?
Shaw there, having a challenge on Welbeck, who gets the foul. Yeah, I think, like I say, we've not had much when it comes to chances, I tell you. Just going to try and see if I can change my feed, because I'm well behind. Brighton now with
on the left wing.
Yeah, Adingra. Stupid had made the run, but Adingra keeps hold of the ball, then backheels it to Adingra. Gets the ball into the box, but Popey's underneath that one and claims that one. Two not saying good and better be on for the beginning of the second half.
Well, for who?
Well, again, for me, it's been a little bit strange the way we've played, because, like I say, we've gone wide with our two men in the middle. Bruno's gone right, and I expected Willock to come left and overload in spaces, but we.
See there,
and again,
Cherno's got Trippier on the right wing,
just holding it up,
and it goes inside, and now it goes to him via Tonali. It should have been there 10 seconds ago when he was 20 yards higher up the pitch.
Yeah, we're just too slow on the build-up, but that's what I said. We've just become a walking pace again, and now all of a sudden, Brighton are after us, and Tonali nearly lost it to bloody Minte there. Look, just no communication. Body language from Tonali isn't great today, I must admit. Tonali's
having to drop deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. But that's what I said. We seem a bit splintered in the middle because we've gone wide. And again, I don't know whether that's Isak to try and fill the void. Tino's gone central, look. That's why I said it seems really strange with our formation today of not commanding that middle of the park and building from the middle. Our two left and right midfielders have gone wide, and Tino now occupies the centre of the park a little bit more. Craven saying Barnes is trying too much.
Roger Cook saying 4-5-0 isn't working.
No. Well, that's, never does.
No,
But again,
I think what he's saying is Isak is doing absolutely dot all.
But again, you've got to think of the service, mate. He's had nothing really to feed from.
We'll argue that point at half time.
It's too easy for Brighton at the minute, to be fair. We've just stepped off them. I think it's damage limitation at the minute. Keep it to 1. Well, it goes, but it's an easy ball out for Brighton. Minte now on this right-hand side. Plays a nice ball. It's square to Belieber. Belieber out to Adingra. Hugging that left-hand side. Again, just twisting and turning. Always seem to have 2-on-1 out on that left-hand side at the minute with Estupiñán and Adingra. Ball goes over the top of Murphy. Estupiñán just plays the ball in. Ball over the top both of Bruno. Bruno, again, looking for the challenge from Belieber.
And not getting it.
And not getting it. He did fall, though. I mean, again, this is what we talk about Bruno all the time. We certainly need to see a different Newcastle in the second half, if I'm honest with you. It's not been entertaining on that score.
I've got Brant in the chat again. Howe has got to earn his paycheck today. We have been horrendous versus Brighton all season. He's got to figure something out. Well, Brant, come on. What would your solution be?
It's been a strange one with the setup. And I don't know why we are playing the way we are. It seems as if, I do. It's movement is the key to getting players out of position. But I think it's confusing us, if I'm honest, a lot more than it's confusing them. It'd be interesting to know what your guys are thinking at this present moment in time, because, like I say, for me, it is an unusual setup. So go on then, mate. What's your thoughts?
Well, I've just sent the link. 2 seconds. To Brant.
Yeah.
He's spouting off in the chat about Eddie Howe not earning his keeping, etc., etc., etc. So I've just said, come on, you get on and tell us what you would do. So let's see if he takes up the challenge. Listen, the first half an hour, well, until the Minty goal, we were looking at me as though we're in control. It was just that final third where, and I argue that we were actually getting balls into the box, and Isak wasn't there. In the first minute, Barnes, we did really well getting it down the wing. Barnes clipped it over, but Isak was, instead of going towards the ball, he was waiting. And the same when Murphy got to the byline on the 8th minute, I've got down. Isak had went back post instead of attacking the ball when it came in, which what do they call the keeper again? Verbruggen, yeah. Verbruggen, whatever he's called. Beat him. So there wasn't even a challenge. That, to me, is where Isak has to start earning his money. Now, what you are saying, as I understand it, is that he needs ball to feet.
Yeah.
But
well,
you can't always give ball to feet when you're putting balls in.
Yeah, but the difference being, Win, is when you've got one player, and we have only got one player in the box in most of the plays, the build-up plays, when the balls come in, it's very difficult for one player to get the ball when you're being marked by two or three opposition players. So what tends to happen is, like I said, the balls, they've been floated to the back stick or they've been floated into Verbruggen's hands. There's been no meaning to that final ball. That's why I said, for me, the build-up play has been okay. I have no issues with the build-up play. For me, there's not been the quality in that final third when it comes to the delivery end. You know, you've had Willett go through. He could have driven a ball across the 6-yard box for Isak, who was on the back stick. It could have been a potential tap-in. He decided to have a go himself. I'm not saying that was the wrong choice, but what I'm saying to you is sometimes you live and die by the decisions you make. And at the minute, some of those final decisions we're making just aren't going the way. And this is what I said. You can have a good team, but individually, if they make the wrong choice in play at the right time of delivery, it makes the other players look a little bit bad. And I don't think Isak's done a lot. I agree with you. But I do think a lot of it is the fact that he's not getting the service. He is coming deep. He's trying to get the ball, but he's just not getting the service.
This is a weird one for me. I would get them not to defend so deep. Win the ball back higher or press with intensity. We are so slow with the build-up. It's perfect for Brighton. Do you think what we've been doing in the first half is defending deep? Because I don't. Dan Burns been in their half more than he's been in his own half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's we've defended deep at all.
I don't think we've defended deep at all.
I mean, we've got into a shape, which is what we normally do. What I can't understand, and let me just put this on the screen because I want you guys his feed on this. So when we've been attacking, what you've found is we've had him, Willett, come out here. Let me just get rid of that. Harvey Barnes has come inside a little bit, and you've had Harvey Barnes and Willock, the mainstays down here. Yes, Tonali's been rhyming down here a couple of times, but it seems to me... Sorry?
Livramento, you mean?
Sorry, Tino Livramento coming down more into the central zone in the 6. So we seem to be splitting the two centre midfielders going wide, and it's this void here. And what you're getting now is Isak having to channel into here because he's being marked out the game at the minute by Dunk. And what he's trying to do is move Dunk out the way for the likes of Murphy, who has done it a couple of times to get round the back with him and Bruno playing nice little gives and goes.
Who has also got round the back there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I can understand the tactic working if players understand it themselves. And I think the first half, the reasons why we've looked a little bit on the unsure mark in the final third is because it's a tweak. It's a tweak to the tactic to try and overload certain spaces. And it's not quite worked. So I agree. We do need a little bit better, second half for me. But we've just got to get that right. A couple of times we've looked like we could literally tear them a new one. But again, it's them final balls when we've got to these positions with Willock, Harvey Barnes and Bruno. All of them played the system well at times. What they haven't done is the execution once they've got into these zones, which is left and right centre, right side of the box, left and right side of the box. So for me, it's what we can do better in here. But because of this system that he's playing, what we've lost is we've got Isak in the middle. What we've lost is this zone because Tonali is sitting too deep. So you get Trippier up here, you get these lads drop into this zone. We just need to close the space between Tonali and Bruno. And obviously, if Tino's playing in these advanced roles, and you're rightly saying, a lot of the time we've seen even Dan Burn play in these channels. it looks a little bit splintered for me in the first half. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to argue. The proof of the pudding, because as you say, Isak hasn't had a mentionable involvement really.
No.
Which for £150 million centre forward for me is not good enough. You argue, you say you can only do what you've got with the tools available, and you're arguing that we are not giving Isak any tools. I cannot really argue, say you're wrong there, because there's been the odd potential ball which has been attempted and intercepted, if you like. But that he hasn't had a meaningful ball, like on the day, for example, where he's at his best, where he can turn a defender, run and get a shot off. And some of the positional stuff that we're seeing is weird. As you say, we've ended up regularly with three players on the left. We've ended up with Barnes, Willock, and Livramento overloading the left-hand side of their box and to the left of their box on the wing. The same on the right-hand side with Trips, Bruno, and Murphy. Isak running, as you say, that vast area in the middle there that's left, and that has left us exposed, if you like, at the back, which is why I completely refute what Vendetta's saying, that we're defending deep, because we're not, because we've ended up with Dan Burn on the halfway line in foot races with Minty on a couple of occasions, which he's won every one, by the way. And the only other thing that I highlighted, or one of the things that I highlighted in my notes in the first half, was when Dan Burn had a simple opportunity to pass back to Pope.
He didn't.
Deliberately chose not to. Because at the pace he was running, the pace the ball was going, he knew any ball he played back to him would have been kind of at pace. Not massive pace, but at pace. And he says, ooh, he thought to himself, not sure about that one. It's like when you don't know whether you're going to fall or follow through. Ooh,
I'll hold on to that one.
Best be safe.
Yeah.
And cut round and ended up giving them the throw-in. The goal itself that they scored, listen, that was a great goal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was a great goal. It looked to me as though we'd snuffed the problem out, and as you say, he just dropped his shoulder and a cracking shot. So fair play for their goal. Sometimes a moment of brilliance is, that's what we've relied on so often from Isak.
He's there out, isn't he? I mean, you can see that he sits. He's playing the Salah role, if you like, for Brighton. He sits halfway line and he's just looking for that ball over the top. And like I said, anything aerially, he's a cocky little mare. He's certainly not one of these lads who will let Dan Burn have it all his way. He's fighting for everything. And like I say, what Brighton seem to be really reliant on is the ball over the top to Dan Burn to win. But it's that second ball. And because of the tactic that Eddie Howe has set up with us going wide, the ball has fallen more to a blue and white shirt than it has to, obviously, a red and blue shirt.
Just seeing the goal again,
Yeah, it was a good finish, really good finish.
And Minty giving the two
fans, yeah.
Jip.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he like I said, he's certainly playing with a little bit of confidence. That's a certain fact. Yeah. So we are obviously just coming up. Is there anything in the in the chat that you want to see?
That's quite a whatever it. Don't even question how fellas win. Get red and mad. I'm really starting to hate Willock's stupid, shocked expression he pulls every time he does something stupid. Well, how do you think Willock's played today?
Like I said, he's more involved down that left-hand side. He's not lost. But the trouble is, the tactics lost at the minute. It seems as if, like I said, there's a couple of times where we have made inroads in and behind the Brighton defence, but it's that final decision. We just haven't executed the final decision. It's been over the bar. I mean, listen, if he makes Verbruggen make a save, then you say to yourself, fair enough. You know what I mean? You've put a shot on target. You've created something yourself. But by putting it over the bar, it's like letting them off. Where, like I say, if you're playing with your wrong foot on the outside of your wrong foot, you have to be technically really good to get a power in behind that. And you could see what he was trying to do. But like I say, all you've got to do is use your instep of your left foot and drill it square. It's not your fault then if nobody's there, because you've beat the lines.
You've done your job.
Yeah, you've beat the lines. It's up to other people then to find that goal, to find that space where you want them to be. And I think, like I say, sometimes Willock, and I say this all the time, you haven't got the mentality to keep the technical gift, if you like. And I think sometimes if you've got the two, makes the game look so simple. But at the minute, we're just making the game look hard.
Yeah, my major worry following that 45 minutes is that we have Tonali sitting far too deep.
There's too much space now between that front line.
In the six. Now, okay, yeah. It means that he's always available for a pass, but are we missing what he can give us in their third instead of in our own third?
Like I say, I agree with you. I think he's been, like I say, with this tactic that he set up for this game, Eddie, it seems as if we are a little bit behind the approach. Like I said, at the minute, it seems as if there's two or three players unsure of what they should be doing.
Yeah. Viva Vendetta's going backwards. He's convinced that we're low blocking.
We drop into shape, which is what we do against a lot of teams when we're away from home, with the 5-4-1 or 4-5-1.
Anyway,
but
we're off.
We're back on it, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see you in a mo.
Not great quality, is it?
No, it's like I said. I've put it on a smaller screen because it seems to be better on a smaller screen. Anyway, Verbruggen plays it nice and short, and Van Hekken now goes long for Minte to try and get in behind Dan Burn, but that's a little bit too long. He's certainly got the pace on Dan Burn. Good throw out by Popey. Mm-hmm. Tino down that left-hand side feeds in Harvey Barnes, who again, we're behind Brighton. Harvey Barnes drills it back to the penalty area, but again, no red shirts there. I mean, perfect example of what I've just said.
Yeah. And who was that slapping his hands and remonstrating?
Willock. Yeah, because Willock knew exactly where he should have been.
Yeah.
Unreal, man. Burn. I mean, we're less than a minute into the second half and we're already around the back of them. Tino, out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes jinks back. He plays the ball into the box, to the back stick, and it's too far for for Isak. Looks a bit frustrated at the minute, Harvey Barnes.
In fact.
Thanks, Tony. I'm glad you said I'll say 3-1 to Brighton. Last time I did, we won. We've got to get better supply, I think, into that middle box. Shaw wins the ball, but again, that falls down to O'Reilly, who gets the second ball. It seems to be exactly what they're doing, but Got to be better there. Belieber under a bit of pressure from Willock. But he manages to get the ball back to Verbruggen and plays the ball out to Dunk. Dunk inside to Estupiñán. Again, Brighton happy for the half press from Newcastle. Verbruggen into Wifa. Out to Minte, who tries the half turn. Ball does get through into Welbeck and the halfway line. Van Hecker. He seems to be the one that's upset us today. Van Hecker. He's come in and he looks like he's never been away. Yeah, ball played down for Brighton. Brighton had a half a chance there, but it's picked up and played inside. So again, it's between Murphy and Tonali there. You're just gone astray. We're just all over the shop, aren't we, at the minute? Estupiñán, Adingra on the edge of the box plays it central. Hinchelwood, Belieber, all queuing up now, Brighton, to have a go.
Yeah,
Adingra.
We've got our shape.
Estupiñán into the box towards the back stick. Team now clears. But again, there's so much space and time for Belieber to pick that ball up. Van Hecker. Dunk. Again, we've gone deep. On the edge of the 18-yard box now, the 5. Come on, boys. We are 1-0 down. Let's get the press on Van Hecker here. Just going across as a unit. And again, we come back. Brighton are in no way are just going to chase this one. They're going to say, goals in the 46th, 60th minute. 14 to us, 12 for Brighton. So if you're going to score, this is when we're going to score. Van Hecker now. Newcastle just don't see him at the races today, mate. Adingra. Dunk. Belieber just on the half turn there. Drops his shoulder and he's got a bit of space to run into. He's running to the box here. Plays it out to Minte. Minte drills it to the back stick. And it's half blocked. And now it's fallen kindly to...
My ball!
to Newcastle. But Minte's having a while of a time today. Belieber on a real nice run there into the box. Again, nice driven ball towards Welbeck. Just half cleared, but then, like I say, the
Trips
ball
to the rescue.
Yeah, it does well. Trips again now down the right-hand side. Awful ball to Bruno again. That's just really poor football. Easy for Brighton to pick up. Van Hecker. You see that's what I said. The first touch there from Brighton was awful. We've got to really go on at them now. But that's a poor ball again. It's half balls. Tino picks the ball up on the halfway line, and the referee is given a free kick again now against Wifa, who went through on Tonali. I mean, they're all questioning this challenge here. I want to see this again. They're saying that he's off the floor there a bit, I wonder whether the referee's got this right. Ooh, straight down his Achilles tendon. He's off the floor. He's off his foot.
Studs up.
Yeah, you know what? I would imagine if this is looked at again, this is going to be an interesting one.
Players know,
Oh, of course they know.
And the Newcastle.
But the referee hasn't even questioned this.
Hang on, but I think it must be getting looked at. I think.
Watch, he's off the floor.
Oh, how way!
That's awful. That is bad.
That angle there, that is a red card.
He tries to bring his foot down, which is his only thing.
It's literally studs down on his Achilles.
It's Tony saying who's fouled who. Tina, it's Wifa for Brighton has come down with his foot on the Achilles tendon of Tonali. Like I say, they're making some changes now anyway. Brighton are. Maybe they've seen this one Yeah, it's not even a yellow card for that. I can't believe that. Not even a yellow card. That's incredible. He's not in control of that lunge whatsoever. Ball over to the back post. Shaw headers it into the box. It's a bit of a hit and miss here for Newcastle.
No, Minty's on the way.
Minte's on a run. He's gone past the halfway line. I've got somebody over the top of my screens here pulling faces at me.
Done.
Willock now down that left-hand channel
Well
does
done.
really well.
That's
Gets
what
it out
he
of his
does
feet.
well.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's what he does.
and then
That's what he
does
doesn't.
badly.
Bad. Yeah. They're good and bad of Willock in one viewing there. That is crazy. That is really poor. I mean, you know what? Belieber's done well. He's there to Gnarly. He's done really well because he knows where he's going. Look, Belieber's pointing. He's saying, get back. And look at the recovery from Belieber there. Forces the mistake from Willock, but he should have just wrapped his foot round that. I think, are they subbing Weaver? I bet they are. I told you. I told you. I knew as soon as that had happened, Weaver was going to be subbed. You are unreal, mate. That is shocking. That is absolutely. I mean, even they realised, even their manager realised how poor that was. That challenge. Be interesting to see. I don't know who that was who came on. Did you see?
I didn't 2 seconds.
Long clearance from Verbruggen. Now, again, headed from Dan Burn, but it's picked up by Brighton, who's got overloaded in the middle of the park this time. And Newcastle come away from the ball now with Bruno. Bruno plays the ball to Tino. Tino plays it into Willock. Edge of the box. Back to Bruno. Again, 5 yards. Willock shoots. Oh, it's awful. Oh, it's Murphy, sorry. Awful shot over the bar.
I didn't mean anybody having a shot because that's what we haven't been doing.
Exactly.
Right, time for that.
The dog needs to come out, apparently,
the dog's
mate.
been in the fridge now for a while, so I'm going to get the rescue dog.
Anthony Gordon's coming getting stripped. So your wishes have come true in the first 10 minutes. Looks like there's going to be massive changes. Oh, referee's allowed that to go on from challenge on Fabian Shaw there. Tino now on the left-hand side. He's not running very keen. Oh, that's a bad ball, Harvey Barnes. Minte able to clear for a throw into Brighton, to Newcastle, sorry. What the heck? What the heck? Minte's just, I mean, it looked like Willock was anticipating a knock from that, and he's just fallen over. I mean, it's shocking. It really is shocking. Murphy's coming on. Who's not had a great game, to be fair, and Anthony Gordon's coming on, so looks like Harvey Barnes is potentially going right-hand side. I wonder whether, with Willock's pace, the proper stuff's come out. Would you not? Could we not try Willock down that right-hand side? He's got the beating of a player. Free kick to Newcastle then. Ball comes centrally into the box. Headed, cleared it, full to the Brighton shirt, who again, it's just hoofed clear out for again, Newcastle throw-in from Dunk.
So Gordon's gone left, Barnes has come right.
Yeah, it looks like it. Willock back to Shaw. Just waiting for the lads to get back into shape. Trippier's just telling him to calm down, but he's gone diagonal to Gordon, who's got loads of space here, Anthony Gordon, if he's gets it down off his chest really well. Referee, penalty! Yes!
Hey, well
Get
done,
in!
Gordon.
Gordon comes inside on his foot, and I mean, to be fair, it's just a lazy foot, isn't it? And Gordon just goes down, and I mean, like I say, it's Come on, if you want a chance.
Come on, this is it.
First introduction, the first chance he gets. Like I say, the ball again. Yeah, there's mark on the shin there. Is that the lad who's just come on as well?
No, that looked like...
It is. It's the lad who's just come on.
Well,
Is that Lamptey?
it's Lamptey, isn't it? Yeah.
He's just come on, hasn't he? Yeah, for WIFA. Great contribution to the game, sir. Oh, they're having a look at this.
Yeah, well, but it is. Oh, they're saying it's outside the box. The first one is.
His foot is on the edge of the box, isn't it?
But the foot that's tackled is outside. He's inside, but the tackle's outside. The first one, but then he gets him inside as well.
Well, he's actually inside the box there. Just trying to...
Yeah, but the tackle is outside the box.
Yeah.
The first contact, there's the line, there's the first outside the box.
Yeah, on the edge of the thing. Yeah, so this could be a free kick, this, even though his foot's inside the box. Anthony Gordon wasn't in the box at all. Yeah.
It's
Free kick. There you go. Unlucky. Yeah, no pen. That was fair. That's fair enough.
yeah. Certainly, if the boot had been on the other foot, I would have been saying it's outside the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got to take it from where it is. But good contribution from Anthony Gordon on his first outing. Something we've been missing, some direct running, creating a bit of a problem.
So my second statistic will have to wait.
What was your second statistic?
You'll have to wait for it.
Oh, right, okay. There's plenty of players on the edge of the box waiting for the ball here. If they're willing to play it.
I think we're going to get someone from the training pitch, certainly.
Shot into the box. I thought that was fallen to Fabian Schär, who's going to sneak one into the near side, but
they just relied on
just hitting the box, didn't they? Yeah, interesting one. Nothing from the corner. Ball's delivered back out to Trippier. Anthony Gordon now. Tino. Anthony Gordon floats one into the box down a diagonal heading towards Harvey Barnes.
Still there. Burns is still there.
Yeah. I think that was a foul on... No, he's carried on. Lamptey now. Ball over the top to nobody, but Trippier's back at left-back position, just supporting. Oh, gee, this is where we get dodged. Oh, there you go. I knew it was. Shark square ball, and here we go. Brighton's in again. Tonali just manages to get back, or was that Dan Burn? No, it was Tonali. Manages to get back and get a challenge in. But a square ball from Fabian Schär there. He was trying to look for Trippier. And I thought, no way. You could see exactly what he was going to do as soon as he did that.
Yeah, Pope did okay, by the way, there, which I was surprised at.
When?
When he passed the ball to Schär.
Oh, right, yeah.
Under pressure.
Oh, my God. Corner to Brighton. Corner comes in, floating towards the back stick. Duncan Byrne. Come all the way through to Minte now. Who's again gets blocked from Bruno. Bruno plays the ball, trying to get Anthony Gordon on a run, but it's played directly out. Bruno's had a bit of a stamp on his foot there from Minte. It's funny, isn't it? Because, like I say, you look at the action areas. 60-odd%, I think we've had in their off. But we've not looked like causing any trouble whatsoever. And yet every time they come down our off, it seems as if, like, there could be something happening. Tino, again, coming inside into that central position alongside Tonali. Sharp. Dan Burn, who's again moved out to the left-hand side. Ball driven up towards Isak, who it wasn't anywhere near, to be fair. And Isak's just let that go, but that's a really bad ball from Brighton.
Intercepted by George.
Oh, here we go. Tonali has got another clout here, but it's fallen to Brighton. The referee's allowed play to go on. Tonali's got back to his feet now. Well, everybody has. Go on. Willock there with a nice ball out to Isak. Isak comes inside. I think Isak's just going to shoot. Now he drills the ball to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes now looking to go inside onto his left foot. He shoots! Oh! Unfortunately, just too close to Verbruggen there.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Harvey Barnes, though. He has got a left and right foot. And he's happy to pull the trigger. Verbruggen goes long. Again, looking for Minte on Burn, but Burn again easy with that one. Lamptey again clears down the line towards Minte.
Interesting that he could have just let that go out for a throw, but he chose to keep it in.
Yeah. That's the area that they're trying to get.
Shows a little bit of confidence.
Yeah. Like, and it shows that he's expected to be clattered from behind. I'm just getting rid of this now. He looks a little bit worried.
Yeah,
because obviously we've got Mad Dog in the stands today after his card. Not allowed in the technical area. It's well read from Trips.
He's having a blind at Trips again.
Yeah, he's probably the one who's done okay this game. Oh, here you go, Bruno. Your free kick off that one.
Gets his stats up.
Off a Dingra, yeah. It's got to keep him top of the list again. Oh, dear. We just need... I mean, like I said, I don't know what it is. If we can sneak one goal, I think we could sneak three. You know what I mean? That's the problem. It's just getting that one goal. It's huff and puff at the minute. We just don't seem to be doing anything right in between the sticks. All the build-up work he's doing really well.
Anthony Gordon coming right.
Yeah, he's looking to whip.
Oh, I tell you what, here. This is going to be a
Trips. Going to be a run down the right.
Trips run over the ball down the right.
Yeah. And a whip in. Come on. Oh, it's just a little bit too long. Can he keep it in? Dan Burns kept it in this time. Well done. Dan Burns being a winger for once and using his other foot. His right foot. Yeah.
To good effect.
I'm not being funny. That's a centre half being a winger there, having a go. Tonali now. A little bit more attention on the ball. Trips plays the ball down to Barnes. Barnes whips it into the corner towards Isak, but it's headed cleared again. Tonali picks up the ball on the halfway at the edge of the box, leaves it to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes comes central, stops a minute, and now we've got Bruno and Tonali out on this right-hand side. Tonali has a go at crossing the ball, but again, it's blocked by Estupiñán. Again, right back in. There's no let up for Brighton at the minute. Bruno just waiting for Welbeck to have a touch, and he gets the knock off Welbeck. Oh, Tino there playing with fire. Anthony Gordon now trying to take on Minte, and Minte again committed another foul. Well, I mean, how many fouls does a player have to commit before he gets carded? Crazy. Dan Burn out to Trippier. Trippier, poor ball, but Estupiñán
lucky.
Yeah, give him an opportunity there to pick the seconds up. The ball gets again headed clear. Willock now with a bit of space. He plays it out to Anthony Gordon. Come on, Anthony, get it out your feet, son. You're delaying. Ball again square to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes looks up, dinks it towards the back stick, but again, deflected. comes out to Trippier. Trippier now picks it up. Relentless pressure from Newcastle at the minute. Harvey Barnes looks to go down the wing. Goes all the way down. Fires the ball centrally. It's a back heel, but it's weak from Isak. He tried to roll it into the path of Willock, I think, behind him. And it ended up being deflected into the path of Verbruggen instead. Again, good play from Harvey Barnes down this right-hand side.
Yeah, I think him and Trips, for me, have been the pick of the pack.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what everybody. I mean, Tony T saying we've been toothless up front, and I think we've got into we've huffed and puffed into that final third, and for me, it's been some wrong decisions. It's like it felt like it took an age for Gordon to get it out of his feet. You know what I mean? He had loads of time and space on the ball, but then all of a sudden it was like just so poor in execution in the end. A couple more changes for Brighton. I don't know who that is. Hinchelwood coming off for Ayari. So let's get Ayari on. I don't know who this is. Adingra.
Tony T saying if we can't score if we can't score a team against a team who've been shipping goals like Brighton have, who's that on?
Who's what on?
Well, I think he's whose fault is it? I think he's implying that it's Eddie's fault.
Ah, well, I didn't see who come on for Adingra, did you?
No, but I can find out.
Newcastle now just keeping the ball. Like I say, Tonali's sitting so deep in that 3 now at the back. There's too much space for me between lines, and it's just easy for Brighton to pick that second ball up at times. Minte just took a knock there from Trippier, but again, Trippier just plays the ball quickly. Shot into Burn.
Lamptey, Ayari and Veltman are on.
Oh, Veltman's come on.
Go, ball now. Come
on.
on, Bruno.
Come on. Oh, God. Jesus.
Oh, is that a penalty?
What are you doing now?
Yes.
Penalty. Yes. Come on. He's going to have another look at this, isn't he? He's going to have another look at this. I'm just trying to see. Veltman. That must mean that they've swapped places then. Let's have another look at this. It's a ball through, and there's a lunge from. Oh, he didn't. He didn't touch him.
Oh, he got his knee. Got his knee.
He went over, mate. He didn't touch him.
I know.
That's shocking by bloody Willock again. This is going to be overturned, matey. Unless they can see that there's a little bit of a touch on the boot there.
The penalty's. He's given the penalty, and
it's whether they
contact.
see. Yeah, it's whether they see a clear and obvious, and they obviously haven't. But I think he went over cheaply, in my opinion, mate. To be fair,
He did, but there was contact.
Bloody officiating's been so bad. Really has been bad. I mean, touch on the side of his leg, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's what they're looking at.
His knee got him.
I mean, it was a good ball through. There you are. Told you.
Oh,
it's going to be over. It's going to be overturned, mate.
No, they're checking a foul before the build-up.
Well, he's given the foul, so that's what they're saying to him. Because again, it's not a foul before the build-up. They can't change that if it's not on the. It's whether this is clear. This is what he's going to be looking at now. Is there contact there? And to me, there isn't no contact there. But from that angle, you can't see a lot. From the close-up angle, you can. On that evidence there, there doesn't seem to be anything at all. Look, when he goes down. This will be overturned again, mate, this one. Because it's, like I said, if they've asked him to go there, they know there's a clear and obvious error. And they will get a yellow card. Simulation. Thank you. I mean, I'm not being funny. I didn't need how many
Yeah,
fucking views of that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But you shouldn't have gone down. I mean, there was no need for him to go down. He'd already committed himself. Why go down?
Fuck's
Fucking hell.
sake.
Fucking hell, man, I'll tell you. Fucking no. Oh, Wilson's coming on for Willock. Go on. Go 2 up top. Please. Who's coming off? Who's coming off? Come on.
Bruno. Oh.
No, they're all going across to have a drink, I think. But he's just called for the lads to. He's just called the lads into in for the huddle, just to get a bit of a rollicking.
Rallying cry.
A rally of the troops. Oh, and Pub's gone down. What's going on here? Is that a bit of shithousery, do you think?
It could be. Give him time to say what he needs to say.
Yeah. Fucking hell, he's got about four pieces of A4 written out here. But Wilson's coming on, so it's going to be interesting.
He's got more than I've got written down over in 75 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not been the brightest I must have seen, but again, you know, this is the problem when you. Oh, it is Willett coming off.
Yeah,
that was his last contribution. Was a yellow card,
and I think that'll probably be his last contribution for the season, to be honest.
I mean, a little bit more involved in today, but again, it's that final thing. And like I say, 16 minutes to go.
You know,
see what Willett gives us.
There was that one incident where we saw the very best and the very worst of Willock in the space of half a second. Beats a man, takes the ball, carries it forward, and just clueless when he gets there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brentford 4, Man United 1.
Yeah, that's the difference. I can't understand why he's changed the system a little bit today. It's tweaked the system to try and overload the fullbacks, and it's just, I think, to me, it's made us look very, very clumsy and unorthodox at times, especially in the final third. But again, it's that final third, but delivery has been really upsetting for me. Again, headed clear by Dan Burn, but it gets deflected, luckily, to Tino this time. For Fabian, oh, who was that then? It was that up to Harvey Barnes on the right-hand side. It was a good ball. Harvey Barnes, his first touch just wasn't good. And the ball goes out of play for the throw into Brighton. West Ham still 1-1 with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Throwing down with Shaw heads, then Tonali up to Isak, who gets challenged straight away. Isak, he's not had any room whatsoever. We've looked really good on the width, but we've looked awful through the middle. Just not got enough bodies through into the box for me in the final third in good positions. Back with Shaw now. Popey's now gone as a centre back. Out to
and that was
Dan Burn.
An example of his footwork.
Yeah.
Abysmal.
Wilson just backing in to Van Hecker. Gets Brighton get the foul. And this is where Brighton will try and be clever now. It's just gone slow. It to me, it's just really slow. Just not enough commitment to get the cause.
There hasn't been enough wind blowing up my frock today. I can tell you.
There you go. Van Heck has at least felt the force of Wilson's shoulder. Again, that diagonal ball foot towards Minte and Lamptey.
Terraces S, who I haven't seen before. Welcome, Terraces X. This is why I struggle to appreciate Eddie's management. His inability to read games and act accordingly is shocking.
Yeah, it's not been great. But again, I think we've screwed ourselves over a little bit. Minte's now come over to this left-hand side.
Good luck with that, with Trips in the form.
Trippier, yeah, I'm going to say that was a really good good piece of play from Trippier there. All the way back to Verbruggen, who goes long again, looking for Minte and Trippier side. And it seems to be the ideal pass because he's got in behind here with a little pass down to Welbeck. Oh, sorry, it's a Stupian. Driven into the box. And again, it's just trying to get that second ball into the central areas for Brighton and picking up the pieces. But again, they had the same issues that we've had throughout this game. They didn't have the right bodies in the right space. I think Bruno's been awful this game, I must admit. I think this is one of them games where Bruno just hasn't been at the races.
He's been almost invisible, and when he's been visible, he's done the wrong thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, looking out for Minte again. Tripp had the best of him, but it's fallen kindly to Minte again, who's running to the box. Minte squares up, he shots at Pope, and he's come to Lamptey central. Oh, they're looking for a penalty themselves now, Brighton. There's a bit of a coming together, but that's gone out for a...
I think we are looking for a free kick there.
O'Reilly went down in the box. Somebody coming behind him. The ball, again, this is, like I said, Minty just able to run in. He has a shot at Pope. Then the ball falls kindly. Oh, no, there's no foul there. Get on your bike, O'Reilly. That was terrible. Tonali comes to the side of him, and O'Reilly, I think it's O'Reilly coming down the back of bloody Tonali, if I'm honest with you.
I was going to say, he should get a simulation in.
Because he gets his foot out, and Tonali comes through the side of his foot. He was never going to get that, I don't think. Tino, a little bit of a heavy pass to Dan Burn, but manages to get there.
Again, Burn chooses to bypass Pope.
Yeah, exactly. Ball into Bruno again, who's come wide, drilled down the line to Harvey Barnes. We've got two players to look at. It's gone central to Isak. Isak's got players out on the left-hand side, both Gordon and Tino. Gordon comes inside. Play again. Wrong choice. Fucking Nora. You give it Tino again, who's got so much time and space overlapping him. Just give it to Tino so he can cross the ball centrally. Jesus Christ. That is just so bad. Again, Minte causing us no end of trouble, though. Right side and left side now. With his running into space. Verbruggen goes long. Again, Dan Burn wins that one on the halfway line. Van Hecken now. Again, Gordon just closes the keeper down. Van Hecken just sidesteps Isak with ease. And now just coming through with Veltman. Playing the ball centrally. And Welbeck, who again, not had much of the game, to be fair. But he gets a couple of challenges in there. It was Minte, not again. Minte causing trouble. Yeah, certainly strong, lad. Shot. Trippier. Deep in our half here. Playing square ball to Tonali. Shaw now looking to play the ball long. Up towards Wilson, who doesn't get much of that one. Bruno wins the ball to Tino. Tino now up to Isak. Lots of runners in front of him. 4-on-4 if you play it early. Gordon now comes back square, and again, you know, it's just so easy. Give it to bloody Tino, who's overlapping you. So I said, Gordon, unfortunately, sees the game in his own eyes. He doesn't see players around him. Good ball out this time, though, to Tino. Tino plays, really shit ball to Gordon. That is awful. Really poor play from Newcastle today, I must admit, in that final third. When you've got the opportunity, you know, it's a simple ball, you overhit it. When you've got the opportunity, you'd rather take an harder choice and playing against 2 or 3 Brighton players. All the decision-making today has just been rushed, and it's been the wrong choice. Shot at the crowd there. All the managers telling them what to do. Ball gone long again. Fabian Schär wins that one. Dan Burn sees it back to Popey, who picks it up. Gives it him back. Dan Burn. To Tino. Tino's done a lot of unselfish running, to be fair. Into Isak, who gives it back to Fabian Schär. Just looking to give a diagonal ball again out towards Tino, who controls it well. Drops Lamptey back deep. Isak now has come wide. Anthony Gordon. Isak. Isak plays it down to centrally to Tonali, who gives it to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär plays a nice little ball all on the edge of the D there, and there's a free kick to Newcastle from Van Hecker on Harvey Barnes. Who's going to take this, do you think? This is a nice little one. A good ball, actually. Again, talk of that passing lanes.
It's Tonali or trips for me.
Well, I think, again, Harvey Barnes won one there, I think, if I'm honest with you. I haven't looked at the replay. But this is one of those, is it too close? Aye, Captain. I'm going to say there. Chris, I've just seen Chris's message. Can you do the match reaction? Don't forget, we're going to do the live match reaction straight after. Not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a good one, to be fair. This one looks like Trippier is lining up for. Like, this is very central in the D, on the edge of the 18-yard box. Like I say, it's a 5-man wall, 6-man wall in one line down for Brighton. Fabian Schär has a go, and it's deflected. It's a goal. No, it's saved. What's going on here? Is that a handball? Is that a penalty?
Not sure what's happened.
I don't know what's going on here. What's he given? Fabian Schär actually gets the free kick. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Penalty all day, son. His arm was well away from his body. That's a penalty. He's pointed to the spot as well.
Yeah.
You can't overturn this one. Come on. It's not a red card, Brant. Yeah, it's definite penalty. There's no doubt about it. His hand's well away from his body, and like I say, he gets. But who's he? Are they having another look at this? Are you sure? Get out of it, man. Why have you got to have another look at this VAR? Or did he not give it? I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
He did give it.
I mean, come on. You don't even have to look at that. For God's sake.
That. He's shifted his hand to where it is now.
Yeah. I mean, that's terrible. That is shocking. I mean, it is a handball. It is a deliberate handball, but it's not stopping a goal. He could get a yellow card. It's not. I don't know whether he'll get a red card, but it's definitely a penalty, isn't it? Come on, you don't have to. Why do you need to be watching that so many bleeding times? It would only be a red if he was towards the goal line and he stopped a goal going in. I mean, like I say, he's not even given a yellow for that. That's what I said. But I mean, you could give a yellow for it. You couldn't. You'd be bloody hard done to if it was a red.
Right. Well, this is where Isak's got to earn his money.
Yeah. Come on, Isak.
And then he may get the stat, which is, let's see how much extra time there is.
Well, we're in the 89th minute now, guys. So, come on, Isak. I mean, I'm not being funny. One out of three ain't bad.
Under pressure.
Come on, Isak. Yes! Get in! Easy! Come on. We only need another...
Rescue dog to the rescue.
Oh, come on. Verbruggen. Yeah, have a bit of that. Yes. Come on. Let's get another. You got time.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Eyes.
Come on.
So, depending on how much extra time, injury time we play,
Yeah.
29 times this season, Newcastle have scored their second goal within 7 minutes of their first goal.
Oh, wow.
29 times. When we score one, we get them in clutches. Here we
Oh,
go.
we got a chance here. Go Barnes down the right-hand side. Barnes into the penalty box. He get held up and he squares it.
Oh.
And it's hoof cleared by Dunk. Minte and Trippier having a bit of a session there. Oh, what are you doing
Minty
there?
does really
Don't get
well.
in Barnes, he does. And there's a ball over the top now for Brighton to go and have a chase. But Popey just clears his lines.
Yeah.
9 minutes of injury time, guys. 9 minutes.
Oh, come on. Number 30.
Throw
Coming
into
up.
Minte to Welbeck. Minte again. He drops his shoulder, plays it ball towards. Oh, come on, lads. Don't step off there. We've gone really deep again now.
Right,
come on.
come on.
Let's step on.
Because
step up.
They are pooping their pants now.
Come on, challenge. Yeah, well done in there with that one. Up to Wilson. It gives it to Isak. Isak on the halfway line.
on.
Plays it outside to Gordon. Tino just inside on the inside left position. Get wide. Get wide.
Away, Callum Wilson.
Into Tonali. Tonali now. Out to Tino. Tonali now. Back the way to the halfway line to Dan Burn, who goes into the centre circle. Gives it to Fabian Shaw.
It's all
With
right.
Trippier's just telling them to calm down. Just play the lines. Trippier up the line to Harvey Barnes. There's been some good movement down that line from Harvey Barnes since he's come over to the right-hand side, to be fair. And we've gone all the way back to Popey, which isn't what I wanted to see, to be fair.
No.
Dan Burn now up on the left-hand side.
9 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it is. Anthony Gordon goes to take on his player. Gets challenged, and it's a free kick to Newcastle. Look,
Come on.
out wide on that left-hand side.
Come on, let's get this going.
Wittmann there, all over the place with Anthony Gordon. Just tried to get body in line and commits the foul. Let's get this into a good area. Big Dan Burn, come on. Let's get the icing on the cake, lads.
Dan Burn having a word with Tonali there.
And now Gruder, they're making... Oh, there's a chance here. Go on. Flick it up to the back stick. Again, the wrong choice. Nobody there. Don't commit the foul. Well done, Dan Byrne. Stupian just gets it clear, but only as far
First
as
time.
Shaw.
Oh.
Shaw gets it into the box. Whoa.
Oh.
And Vietman does well there.
Does very well.
Just to calmly put it back to his keeper. I don't know where Isak was playing to there, but he certainly wasn't playing to the ball. But again, Newcastle do well to win that ball back.
Oh,
but Bruno gives it.
Fuck off, man.
And now Brighton with a chance, but Trips gets a chance there. Welbeck's having a right go at the referee there because of Fabian Shaw having a go at him on the way past. Who's got the yellow card there?
Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck. Yeah, for
spouting.
Yeah, having a go at the referee on the way past. So O'Reilly's off. Is that Gruder coming on? Yeah.
What a load of shit. Hey, I'm just looking at the SofaScore scores here. Isak has gone from 6.7 to 7.3.
for scoring a penalty.
For scoring a penalty. What a load of shite.
Verbruggen goes long again with 94th minute. 5 more minutes, lads. Come on. There's a slip from Brighton. And there's a foul. Who's giving the foul here? You see, I think that he's given because of he missed the foul on bloody Welbeck earlier. I don't know. Riley's off. Gruder's on. I didn't know who the other lad was, though, for Minte. Was it Mauder? I think it was Mauder, I think.
Gomez has come on for Minte.
Oh, Gomez. Okay. Dangerous free kick for Brighton. Played into the box. It's a goal. Oh, I thought it was a goal, there. It was a clear and obvious header from Gomez, who's just come onto the pitch. Popey tries to, he suggests he's going to come and claim this, but then goes backwards. And everybody leaves it. Everybody sees Popey move, and everybody else just stops playing. Fucking Nora, what are you doing, lad? That should have been a goal. He should have actually scored. It was harder to bloody miss there because he was on his own.
Come on. Oh, Man United 4-2 now.
Wow, interesting. Popey goes long again, looking. He's got no chance of winning a header there. We've won the ball back. Go on, Barnes. Turn and run, son. We got 4-on-4. Plays it into Wilson. Wilson shoots.
Oh, what a save!
Good save from Verbruggen there. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's literally end to end now. Last 5 minutes.
That's Wilson as we know it. Hit it, bash.
Yeah, slight deflection as well. Verbruggen did well. Shame it was straight at him, if I'm honest.
That was the deflection, the very slight deflection that put it straight at him.
Bruno now with a corner. Again, not to a red head. And the referee has given another foul to Brighton. He's just throwing the spoilers in at the minute, the referee. Virtually playing with 4 up top at the times now, Newcastle. With Harvey Barnes and Wilson on the field.
Kraft coming on.
And Botman.
Oh,
Trippier's come off. Yeah. Obviously now Minte's off. Who else has come off? Ball goes long again. Won by Brighton this time. And it's a little bit of head tennis in the middle now. It's picked up by Welbeck.
Oh, Cher's come up for Botman.
Yeah, Cher. Just... Again, it's very scrappy. Botman and Kraft just trying to get something going there, but there's a couple of challenges.
So we've got a back line now with Kraft, Botman, Byrne,
And Tino.
Tino.
Estupiñán saying that he's got a smack across the face there. I'm not sure.
And 4-2-4.
How old is Welbeck now? He's got to be, what, 32? 31, 32?
Oh, I think he might even be older. Let me have a quick look for you.
Yeah, this has gone from being a real slow non-entity to being like literally
34.
34, wow.
I was going to say,
He's done well.
I thought he was older than 32.
Wilson now just manages to get 2 or 3 touches on that. And oh, come on, yes, it has. It's fell through to Tonali again.
What a ball.
Ball over the top towards Harvey Barnes. Everybody stopped to think that Harvey Barnes were offside, and he was.
Oh.
Yeah, looked a yard offside there.
Bugger.
Yeah, it's funny how you're right. I don't know why we couldn't get involved in the game as much as we have done in the last 10 minutes, to be fair. Free header for Dan Byrne again this time. Over the top of the defenders. Van Hecker tries to clear up and he does well. Just to head it back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen again goes long. And this time, again, Dan Byrne just hoofs it forward.
Hoof the twat.
Tonali gets a touch, but Lamptey this time tries to get it round to Tino. Bruno's trying to bring it out of bloody defence again. Gives the ball away. Brighton just tries to get it back into the centre. It's cleared.
Come on,
again.
work. Oh,
Too easy for Gomez there to turn. Plays the ball out back to Lamptey. Lamptey on the right-hand side. Again, tries to go down the line. Tino blocks the first one. Falls back in play with Lamptey. Lamptey turns, plays a nice little ball in through. Gruder. Oh, there's a free kick. Yeah, I'm going to say there's a foul on Tonali again. Whew, Jesus. And that's the 9 minutes, so it's up to the referee now.
fuck.
Just couldn't get going, could we? I don't think there's going to be much left on this one, guys, to be fair, as we've already played 9 minutes. Popey kicks long, and I think that'll be it. Yeah, it is. That's it. We are finished. Finished 1-1, and I haven't even had a chance to change the scores. So it's a difficult one, difficult day at the races, I must admit.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have been bothered at all how we played it as long as we got the win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a hard watch, to tell you the truth.
It was a very difficult watch at the best of times. Very, very difficult, and I struggled to even contemplate a result coming our way, mate. To be fair, I thought it was going to be one of those situations where it wasn't going to be. But again, thanks to everybody that's watched. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been crap at times. It's been heartless at times. We've looked all over the place, but we're going to get into all the details and facts, figures, and all that next when we do the instant reaction. So you guys should be rerouted, redirected, and we'll see you there in 5 minutes. Ta-ra for now.
Catch you later. Bye-bye.